Hello, welcome to the Wargamer. Hello, welcome to the Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob. And, well, I'm one of your hosts on this lovely Thursday evening. Merry Christmas. And I'm joined by Nick and Tom live in the studio. Hi, Nick.
Hello, how are you doing, Bob?
Whose is this? No, seriously, where did this come from?
Hello, Tom. It's mine.
Can I wear it?
Yeah, 100%. No.
Are you sure?
I'm super clean. I'm one of the cleanest people you'll meet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If anyone's seen the studio.
Yeah. It is very
All right. I'm not one of the richest people in the world. Oh no, wait. Is there any audio? I'm worried now. I can see it. All right. So hello, welcome to the show. Nick, you said you're great.
Yes.
Tom, how are you?
I'm alright, thanks.
Yeah, you got.
I'm not going to go so far and say I'm great because that'd be narcissistic. But
no. This is not already.
I'm the best at being great.
You've called me dirty and a narcissist in the first minute of the show. This is why I do the shows on my own in the day, so no one could talk to me. Hello, Scrivo. Thanks for subscribing for 26 months. You lovely man. He says fit. I don't know who he's talking about. I imagine it's all three of us.
I've done some mad distances over the last few days, so obviously I'm going to have good cardio.
Oh, super healthy. I want to say hello to everyone who's joined us in the chat, including Tristan and Heinrad. Also, if you are in the chat, you are able to trade. Basically, Twitch has got this this currency now that if you watch for a certain amount of time, you get these coins, I think, or these tokens you can trade in, and you can change the emoticons to have Christmassy themed.
And if you watch, if you're watching underneath the chat, sometimes a box appears, and if you click the box, you get bonus points.
Bonus
so interact with the chat
points. Yeah, so it's really quite cool. So I'm really excited about that. So hello everyone, like Brad Glover in the chat, Wolf Priest Carl, Scrivo, and
yo.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Thank you to everyone on Patreon. Thank you to everyone who listens to the podcast, and thank you to everyone who's watching live on Twitch. You guys are bae. I haven't turned off subscriber only chat. Sorry, because I think one of you two can do that, Tristan or those guys. Can turn it into regular chat because that's only for the daytime.
If you don't trust them, then make sure you cash in on those Twitch primes.
You what?
If you don't trust them, make sure you cash in on your Twitch primes.
Yeah. Cold Two Hands, thanks for subscribing. Diadrin and Ratsound, good evening. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about some news, some chapter approved points.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I am going to deep dive into how seriously angry I am about Orks now, because I'm furiously horny for Orks. And then that's it. That's going to be the show.
Do you get furiously horny for things you're angry at?
Yeah, I mean, isn't that how your sexual drive works?
Guys, if you want the full Rob experience, you've got to make him cross.
Yeah. It's not that hard. Just take away the fly keyword for me one more time, and I will fucking lose it.
Fucking lose it, and his dick will go up.
Okay, but before we get on with that, I'd like to ask you how you both are. Twitch chat also, how are you? Cold Two Hands says, cancel my TV license. Fuck BBC, I need more honesty.
I mean, he's right. I think one thing that unifies everybody is fuck the BBC.
Apart from Doctor Who. Although, they still make Doctor Who.
That's a good question, isn't it?
They still make Doctor Who?
Yeah, they do.
Yes, and it's shit.
Yep.
I've never liked Doctor Who. Never liked it.
Okay, David Tennant Doctor Who is not shit. You can't say that.
Oh, you didn't watch it, I guess, right? It just wasn't your thing.
No, it's not for me.
David Tennant was pretty good. I quite like Christopher Eccleston. I think he was underrated.
He was also, really, really good. The Scottish fella, terrible.
Which Scottish fella?
There was a Scottish fella eventually.
Not Lewis Capaldi. The other one.
He ruined it. That guy.
There you go. Lewis Capaldi's the Scottish singer. Yeah.
Is he?
His Dark Materials are quite good. That's on BBC.
Really good. Yeah, really good. Have you been watching that?
Yeah.
And The Witcher comes out in 2 days.
Is that on?
No, that's on Amazon.
Right.
Oh no,
is it on Amazon?
Yeah, it's Amazon. Yeah.
But then Amazon are doing. Also, don't forget Amazon are doing the 40k TV show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty thrilling. We've really gone off course there.
No, it's fine. We were speaking about 40k. It's fine.
Yeah. Wolfpriest Carl says he's looking forward to the new Ragnar model.
Oh.
Is this a rumor that we've heard?
A rumour.
A rumour, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well played. Well played.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to rumours.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about 40k. Well, let's talk about you two. Tom.
Yeah,
I'm going to go
to us.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about you first. How have you been?
Oh mate, I'm tired. I've had a really long week.
Yeah.
So on Saturday, I had to get up before that, I went to take a mate down to Warhammer World. Mm-hmm. He got me into like playing a bit more competitively, and he wanted to start painting again. So he spent 85 quid in a Lord of Change in Warhammer World. We took him and his brother down. They went through the museum, and he's bought a bunch of paints as well, and he's getting them painted up. So on Monday we spent the day just painting in my living room, which was nice. So we did that. I came back, but I had to get up at 5 a.m. to go and pick up the team captain for the Wales practice weekend down in Dudley. That was horrific. It was fine.
Which part of it?
Let
me go through the list. Was
Wales?
Was it Wales? Was it Dudley?
Wales.
Was it 40k ETC practice?
It's early days 40k ETC practice, so I was playing Tau, which made it even more horrific. I'm not sure how I feel about Tau right now. Been doing alright in ITC, but
As a playstyle.
well, as a playstyle I knew it would be bad, but it's a case of everything's kind of come down in points, whereas Tau really haven't. And it's now like, well, do you now have a number of shots to kill all the new models that everyone's able to put out because all the points have gone down? So I played against Marines quite a bit, obviously played against some other factions as well, played a lot of games. Then got back quite late on Sunday night, painted on Monday. What else did I do? I've been painting a lot as well, so I've been painting Lorgar, the Horus Heresy model.
Oh, how come?
Because I have one, and it's sprayed gold, and I wanted to try out red contrast paint over the top of it and see what it looked like. It looked good. And then I've been going through... I've been trying to paint a bit more. I've been going through some Guardsmen, because I'm kind of breaking my stuff down into detachments and then painting them up as detachments and having them as their own shelves. So I've got a CP shelf with my Rusty 17 and Gulliman and the Guardsmen on it. And then I've been painting a Knight as well. So I've been painting a lot of stuff. And I've also finished.
Wow! So you super back into like?
Are
you creating all the stuff from your backlog so it's just ready to go when you need
Exactly.
it? Right. Okay.
That's a plan. So I don't have to rush it and make it look like garbage. I just make it look like garbage in my own time.
Beat me to that joke.
Got him. So I've also finished Prospero Burns. So I've been reading books as well. And I just started Thousand Suns on Audible. Which is fine, but the guy who reads it is upsetting me a little bit because he sounds like he spits out every word. Not a fan.
Spits out every word.
He could be like reading some really calm paragraph and he's just like shouting it into the microphone, and I'm like, bruh, settle down, dude. You okay, Rob?
Yeah, I'm just checking your mic, Tom.
No, I'm a bit quiet, mate.
Who knows?
Would you prefer me to speak?
No, that's fine. It seems fine. Poker John's not sure about it.
It's still not as loud as I normally am. I'm kind of a bit more subdued today.
Yeah, you are a bit more subdued.
I'm a little bit more tired.
Okay, bless you. You've had a tough drive here.
I know, mate. It was a tough drive. Oh, that's the point. I went to go see Scrivo yesterday.
Oh yeah, you saw the Scrivmaster. What
I did.
Was he doing a portrait of you
No,
for Christmas?
we wasn't doing any such thing. He bought some Turkish flavoured tea. I don't know what that means, but he had some Turkish tea.
Oh.
He has a favourite coffee shop.
I know, some Turkish tea.
Yeah, some Turkish tea. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think they sell that as gummy bears in Canada now.
And then he lent me some more Met guns, so I borrowed 6 off him. And then while I was in Dudley,
Did you meet under a bridge to exchange the
yeah.
Met guns?
I just had this massive coat on.
That's how all Orc players meet.
Yeah. Just sold me some crystals. And then while I was in Dudley, I went off to the England practice weekend and spied on them. Stole some Met guns off Robbo. So
oh, nice.
15 Met guns.
So are you not playing for the Welsh team?
Oh yeah, but I went off to see the English.
Oh.
Actually, well,
Spy.
Aren't they the current world champions?
Yeah.
That's what they call them, right? The world
Welsh
champions. Yeah, the Welsh. Da Welsh.
Yeah, we're the world champions.
No, the English are. The English are the current world champions. So, was it like? Tell me, talk to me. What it's like? What's it like? You know, like when you see, even in Chris, by the way, you know when you go and watch like a sports team practicing, right? You know, they're like, you go and watch like Arsenal and they're like doing a kick around, they're doing like those drills. You watch that American football and they're like putting their shoulders into those like practice dummies.
Take a hit, son.
Yeah, hits up. 20 push-ups. Like what? Like talk to me. Tell me what international team Warhammer. Like you walk in like
stretches were they doing?
Yeah, what devices do they have? Are they like you got like dodge dice like dodgeball? Yeah. If you can dodge a dice, you can dodge a
1,000 dice in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No, so there's 2 practice weekends, there's 2 methods. The first one I'm going to talk about is the English one, which is kind of like the early days of esports, and you've got these uber nerds that are just like seriously try-harding and all that kind of rubbish. So you go to the England one, and the England guys have split down into 2 teams, and then they've done a mock ETC round.
Question, is it shirts versus skins?
I don't know, I arrived too late to find out.
They would have their tops off if they were skins.
I think they finished the round by the time I got there.
Oh, right, okay, good, yeah.
So they basically did a practice ETC round, and then we all like played in specific magic. It was very well coordinated. It was in the Glass House, which is the home of Glass Hammer Gaming venue store. It's quite a nice place. It was all right. So they were very serious, very focused. And then you had the Welsh version, which is effectively the 40k version of the piss up, like at 3 a.m. right before a major event. So we turned up. I played Nick 3 times, and the consensus was everyone gathered around the table and went, Marines are dumb. And then we did it again, and someone else played Marines, and then everyone gathered around the table and went, Marines are dumb. And that was basically how it went.
That sounds like a good team practice. It's like English soccer. I'm just saying that for our international fans. In the 70s, where they're smoking and drinking beer on the pitch, versus
Wales, yeah.
versus 2020, when they're like limbering up and they've eaten the exact right carbohydrate dump 4 hours beforehand, right?
Yeah, we're like the rock stars of 40k.
Yeah. Okay. Good. That's better.
That's how it works, bro.
So good, Nick. How are you? That's my main question.
I'm good, thanks, but I'm slightly offended by Viking XD's comment in the chat. He said, "Hey, Rob," and the other two people.
Well, he said guys.
Why? Got a name.
He is. You do. It says it. He even says it on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says it on the screen.
Have you spelt my handle right this time?
I have.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Well, I'm good, thank you.
You fucking idiot.
Oh, you're well. Have you been playing any 40k this week? Oh, Tom, you've been playing 40k, I assume.
Mate, I played lots of 40k.
How much have you played?
Right?
I played 3 games against Marines, and I played.
Did you win any of them?
Games. Yeah, I did win some of them.
Nice.
I hated every minute of it because I was playing.
Can I ask a question? Is every time you won, you went first?
No.
Interesting.
In fact, I chose second term a couple of times with Tau.
Okay, nice. Nice.
Yeah, that's better Viking, thank you.
Yeah, good. So then, Nick, what about you?
Yeah, I'm good. I've played Warhammer 40,000 twice this week.
Wow.
And I played
Only another 39,998 times to go.
Yeah. Slowly get through those games. I played my Necrons twice. So I played against Eldar and I played against Blood Angels.
Ooh.
I won neither of the games.
Interesting. Well, this obviously would have been before the chapter approved point, so you've got like some points to come, right? So like the army can get better.
Well, I think that was with the new points.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But to be fair, he was playing against a 40k powerhouse that is Mark Beastman Wildman.
With blood angles.
Indeed.
Blood
Yeah.
Angels.
They weren't even fully painted. His bases were completely.
I know. He's just a trash hobbyist.
Yeah,
basically.
I'm so much better than that guy.
It was a little bit embarrassing to be at the table with that army next to mine.
Yeah, because yours is gorgeous and he's
sucks.
a tramp.
Yeah. He could try a little bit harder.
Yeah.
With his hobby, really.
Okay, good. And what was in your list?
So I've taken my list. It's inspired by Dick's current Necron list.
Ah, Dick van der Herzen.
It's inspired by Dick's. So it's 3 Doomscythe, 3 Doomsday Orks, 3 Annihilation Barges, 9 Tomb Blades, a Cryptek, and then a Catacomb Command Barge.
Oh, nice. The disco barge.
The disco barge. So basically, it's not that many models. It's 3 of 3 things. You've got the Doomscythe Mortal Wounds bomb threat. You've got the long range threat from the Doomsday Orks, and then you've got loads of Tesla with the Tomb Blades and the Annihilation Barges. It's quite fun to play because it's quite unique. There's not because Marines have got lots of little buffs here and there, lots of little rules, whereas Necrons, I wouldn't say it's simple, but each unit does a thing, and
it does about that.
Customize them as much as you can, like marine vehicles. You can have like all these bells and whistles on.
Marines are simple because they do all the things.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's easy to assume they don't do anything. They don't do something when they do.
It's interesting. The Necron stuff seems very much like Chaos Demons, right? Where it's like a pretty honest codex. Like you get the thing, it does the stuff. That's about it. Whereas, like you say, building Marines now, you're like, oh, this is challenging at least.
Yeah, it is like writing a D&D character that will probably expand. Like I don't necessarily even mind that. It's just that like, oh, here's my chapter tactic. It does 4 things. Like, oh, well. Each of those things was 1 thing in the previous books, so I guess you've got 4 chapter tactics. Nice.
Yeah.
Feels great, man. I wouldn't even mind that Marines are so strong if they weren't just so damn easy to play.
I wouldn't mind them being super strong if they weren't so goddamn boring. Like I want the Chaos Marines to be of equal power.
Well, it's boring because they're easy to play. It's like, oh well.
It's just like they're the quote unquote good guys, hashtag any 40k nerds, I know that they're not the good guys. But like, you want the Chaos, who are the good guys, by the way. You want those guys to be like beefy as shit. Yeah, you want to be like battling against them, and like I want the Marines going down. I don't want them to just be like, you know, Tiananmen Square in it. You know. No reaction from Tom.
We need the booze after you now.
Okay. So generally, you enjoyed the games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Challenging.
Yeah, I love playing my Necrons just because I really like my models. They're cool on the table. I like how the army works. I think Necrons have got lots of interesting and unique rules, i.e. quantum shielding. I really like that as a mechanic. It's just not that great.
Especially when people spam damage too with Marines.
Yeah. I really like the Necron army. I think we'll come to it in a bit, but I think the points have made a bit of a difference. But they need, for Necrons to compete with the other armies, they need more than just rules, more than just point drops. They need rules tweaks as well,
or an additional layer of free rules like the Marines have.
I would prefer maybe both. I think some of the units,
you want two buffs?
Of the units need
all of them, not just one buff.
They need rules tweaks on the data slates, and then also some extra rules.
Yes,
like the Marines have.
Yeah. All right, that's fair. Okay, good. I've not played in 40k. Truth be told, but I've written 2 40k lists.
Nice.
I've made the commitment to myself now that I am now an Orc player. Maybe the occasional fantasy Mechanicum player, but I've decided that's it. I'm just sticking with Orcs.
Just do a Savage Orcs army and then use it as both.
No, I've got an Orc army already painted, so it's just ready to go. And then all I'm going to do is take that Orc army to tournaments, Orc army to games, and then I'm going to keep adding additional units on. I'm not going to try and jump between 4 different armies. I'm just going to keep rocking that. I've already got the stuff I want to add in. I'm going to ask you about that later when you talk about Orcs points. And that's it. But writing 40k list has been like, the fact that I've written 2 40k lists this week is a pretty big deal.
And Battlescribe for the points updated now, so
yeah,
it's even easier to write lists.
Well, yeah, the 2019 app of the year, Battlescribe.
Straight in front of Time magazine.
Straight on the front.
They really should put it on Time magazine.
They should. The Templar's really sad that the Xmas emotes only last for 24 hours and he spammed them all yesterday.
It's okay, he just needs to get more points and then buy more Christmas emotes.
Yeah. Also, I just want to go and have fun with my models. So I've decided what I want to run. I'm into Orcs now. I've written my lists. I don't care. I'm playing Orcs. If anyone says anything to me, and this is really important, if I play someone and first turn, they take the first turn and shoot all my Orcs off the board, I'm going to call them a cunt to their face. I'm going to be like, stop being a cunt. And they'll be like, that's not fair. I'll be like, how dare you? Yeah?
Don't go to America and say
what?
We're in a tournament.
Yeah, I'll be like, it's a good move, but you're being a cunt because I want to play with my toys. You shoot them all in the first turn.
I just played with your toys. I shot them off. That's me playing with them.
I don't like it. That's what I'll say. I'm sticking to.
Go to America and try that and just call everybody a cunt and see what happens.
So yeah, I'm really excited about that. That's my plan, and I want to line up some 40k tourneys next year to play in. But we're going to do a lot of coverage next year in 40k.
Yeah.
Is that correct? So we're gonna split as a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like a cell.
Yeah.
That's
asexually reproduce.
Yes.
No, that's not true. That isn't true at all.
What's that called again?
Osmosis. Dividing. Cell division.
Yeah. Isn't that a fancy though? Anyway, it's not important.
We're
doing that. We're splitting.
But we aren't, are we? This is like a horror movie where the whole gang go in one place and then the other guy's like, I'll go over there.
You know how you got you've seen Scooby-Doo, right?
Yeah.
Where like Shaggy and Scooby go off by themselves and then they end up in like some kind of mess and everyone else is by themselves, like reasonable, right?
Yeah.
Well, who's Shaggy and Scooby and who's like the reasonable people?
No, there's no Shaggy and Scooby. I'm just Shaggy and Scooby together. I'm off into the AOS land on my own, and you, Scrivo, you two and Scrivo and Wallace are all just being like, oh yeah, we'll go over here and do great works.
Our game's more popular anyway, isn't it?
That's true. It's so much more popular. So much more popular. With racists. Right,
it is true. And the general population. Who knew there was a correlation?
So, next year we're going to be doing a bunch of 40k coverage. We only did 2 this year. We did Capital City Bloodbath and we did
We did Last Chance Open.
Last Chance Open, but you guys and everyone else are going to get split off and start doing a ton of 40k coverage at events, which is really exciting. So I'm looking forward to that in the future.
Yeah. Can we announce the event we're doing?
I think we
First
can,
event
as long as you two and John are 100% confirmed for it. We can announce it.
So I'll do it, because we're going to go down on the weekend of the 16th and 17th of February and cover the Echoes of War event at Firestorm Games with the Vale Renegades Club.
Which is the same weekend I will be covering the Age of Sigmar event at Sheffield Slaughter.
Yeah.
So the team is truly subdivided.
Yeah, so it's a 2-day ITC event. Should be a big one. Firestorm is a great venue. I've been to one of the Vale Renegades events before. I went to Caesar's Destruction 3, which was in October of last year. A really, really good event. Would recommend. And we'll be down there covering it. So if you want to get yourself on stream, or if you want to hurl rotten fruit at the caster desk.
That's true. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. All underwear. For that at the casters.
Interesting.
Fresh though.
So that'll be fun. So that gives us like 8 weeks to get it sorted. So easy peasy. Easy
And it's
peasy.
going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be real good.
So that'll be fun. All right. Okay. Let's talk news, shall we?
News.
Let's go.
News.
Has there been any news?
There has been. You've got news.
I've got news.
You've got news. Apparently, everyone keeps talking about new Ragnar. I'm just going to go check the Warhammer community page to see if they've.
Yes, I need to check that as well. If you find something, let me know, because I'll need to check that. Obviously, be in the space wolf, we need to get that sorted. Oh, I bought Lehman Russ.
Oh, did you?
Warhammer World, yeah.
How come?
Because my mate was buying a lot of change. Yeah.
No,
Primark.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I'm getting a Horus Heresy Space Wolf Army done. That should be fun.
There is some news.
Oh.
The best new mechanical model to ever come out has been announced. No. Grom Rondil.
Oh, okay, the dwarf.
White Dwarf.
Yeah, the White Dwarf, but he's now a Tech Priest engine here with, of all things, a Grot Mechanicum little
Servitor.
helper.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, the Grot Servitor.
Yeah, the Grot Servitor. It looks awesome. Question, would any of you be upset if I ever used that as a Dominus in my army?
I mean, I can't see it, so...
I would not be upset.
I feel like you're abusing the line of sight rules with that, though.
I am. One day I'll have a screen share thing. More screens.
Yeah,
that's what you've just given me. You've just given me opportunity for more screens. And I'm into it.
Yeah,
okay, but so that's some news. An exciting new...
Did they just release that so that we wouldn't be able to see it before we went live?
No, that's not just been released. That's been out for ages.
Okay, well...
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's okay. What I really enjoy is how much you zero will ever go on the website. Like there is nothing that will take Tom Layton to the Warhammer community site ever.
Including like so if there's a model that is only produced like mail order only, I'll just go to Warhammer World and buy it. There's no reason for me to go on the website.
The Templars just reminded me that I'm going to paint 10 of my Orc boys black. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, don't you shoot them, you racist.
Yeah, and then you mob them up in a unit of 40 boys.
No.
Okay, that's your multicultural.
I want split segregation between the orcs.
The black orcs and the... Oh dear.
Okay, so what news have you got, Tom?
So there was only the thing with Nick and Richard and Mark, where they've we were talking about the PTT event that happened a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
They are now doing some stuff under the banner of Obey Alliance.
So this is the North American contingent.
It's a North American. Well, it's not a North American esports team because they've got players kind of all over the world. But they're mainly known in the Smite community, which is where obviously PTT had their background. So they came second at the Smite World Championships in 2017, and then they were knocked out in the semi-finals next year. So they're quite big in the Smite, which is like a MOBA, but it's like not one of the tier 1 MOBAs. And then they've got players in other events such as Rainbow Six. They did a H1Z1.
So this is the team who has
the
players.
organisation.
Yeah.
So we've got a PUBG team which went to one event. They've got a Smash player who keeps going to things and then just like plays underneath their moniker. Right. And they've been tweeting a lot about Call of Duty as well recently. So I don't know if they've got something to do with the franchise league there. They haven't competed in anything as far as I'm aware. I did have a look at a LoL eSport, not LoL eSport, like Gamerpedia or whatever, those kinds of websites.
Yeah.
The difference is that these guys aren't operating underneath them as necessarily like competitors. They're operating underneath them as content creators, so they're going to be under the banner, they're going to make content as Obey Alliance, kind of like how all these Twitch streamers are affiliated with organisations without playing competitively for them, like people like Yasuo and Forsen and people like that. But it is quite smart because what you're doing is you're kind of taking a low risk, low reward play here by just having them underneath your banner and them creating content for you. But then if obviously any events do come up where you could make a bit of money with competing, you've now got these players under contract. So I think that's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. Doing all the live coverage as we have done and talked on the show for a while. The professionalism of the gaming community, and then the slow move into esports, or T-sports as it should affectionately be known. Is interesting to witness. I was speaking to the guys over at Minotaur Wargaming who do I was showing Nick and you earlier, the 3D, the assisted augmented reality measuring device.
Yeah.
Which is a super useful tool. But as far as I had a really long chat with one of the developers over Skype. One of the really cool things he was telling me that it might be possible to integrate it into live coverage at some point. So that could be really cool. So you would be able to quickly and easily identify units on the tabletop.
That'd be fantastic.
Via AR. Yeah, it's really interesting. Whether or not and they seem super smart guys, really switched on. But they haven't been playing Warhammer particularly long, like 5 or 6 months. So they're leaning on the community a lot for a lot of information. And then they had a chat with me because obviously I've been doing coverage for a long time. So it was a really interesting talk when it comes to news. They're based in Hong Kong, so it'd be really interesting to see big T-sports tournaments at some point there. As it would be everywhere else in the world, but it was again the app looks really cool, can do some really interesting things. Whether or not there's any utility hand to hand, I think it feels very much more to me like a streamer's resource as opposed to a player resource.
Yeah, I agree. Because it's just getting out and placing it. But
exactly.
Streams would be fantastically useful.
I think so as well. But they seem to be really dedicated to developing any sorts of apps or information that might work for the community in the future. So really switched on guys. So that's a good call. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Interesting. And interesting about there being a professional sport.
Yeah,
or a professional team at least.
No, well done to Nick and Richard, and I don't really know Mark very well at all, but well done to those guys on getting that. That's pretty cool. Look, I'm really hoping that succeeds as well, because it might pave the way for other organisations.
Well, I'm really looking forward to them having some sort of agency or agents who are just Nick's I'm going to go over to this LGT thing, and then that agent comes along, and when they finally get dicked over again at the LGT, they just be like, nope. Yeah, none of this. Sue your ass. Really American. That'd be really fun.
Lawyers everywhere.
Yeah, lawyers everywhere. Instead of just rules lawyers. Okay.
Real lawyers.
Any other news?
I think that was pretty much it for me, mate. I didn't really see too much. Obviously means that Nick leaves Knights, which gave me endless pleasure.
Yes. Nick, any news?
Yeah. I don't have any news, no.
Okay,
good.
Sweet. Sweet potatoes. All right, should we get on with the subject of the show?
Yeah,
which is chapter approved points changes. You guys are going to look at 2 of the different factions, right, in detail.
Yeah.
Also the...
You're the missions as well. You're really eager to do the missions, aren't you, mate? Huh? You've been really eager to do the missions, Steve.
It's one of the... Well, what else do you necessarily buy chapter approved for? That's my question.
Well, you don't need to buy it for the points because they're available through Battlescribe App of the Year 2019. So you don't need that. You don't buy it for open play or narrative play.
No.
Not true. You don't buy it for the mission generator.
What about the name generator?
Maybe, but I doubt it. So then what do you buy it for? You're right, it's a good point. You buy it for the missions. And we've talked about this before. I'm going to make a blanket statement. And neither of you have
to blanket statements.
Yeah. Missions from Age of Sigmar and therefore chapter approved are better than ITC missions, which for me feel stagnant and boring. And it's missions that make the game, not anything else.
I do feel that, I think we've said it before, ITC games, if you played Army A versus Army B across all the 6 ITC missions, you would basically have the same game 6 times.
That's why people hate night players.
Oh, because you play a night player.
You played them all
in the same mission. Yeah, there's no change.
Until you played me.
Yeah, okay.
I do think ITC goes quite a good way to balance the game and make each because the way the secondaries work, whoever you're playing, you've got a chance of scoring some points at least. but I wish that, I think I've said it before, I wish that ITC and then the Games Workshop missions had a baby, where they kind of mix the two a little bit more.
So what would you like to see? Would you like to see progressive scoring missions like you see necessarily in Age of Sigmar mixed with secondaries that you take from ITC?
Yes, I think so.
It's okay, Nikos. You can find that on page 66.
What in
The ITC GW mission as well.
Yeah.
And what is it called?
That is
It's
true.
called
Yeah,
Four Pillars.
actually, yeah. So there is. Well, actually, there's. It feels like they're slowly grading the Games Workshop missions towards being ITC, because the last chapter approved they had the 4 pillars, which is basically an ITC mission.
Shall we go through that mission?
There seems to be there's another mission or two that have sort of elements of ITC as well. Yeah, we can go straight to number 5.
That was a great segue.
Great segue.
Yeah.
Great straight to number 5.
So it's pretty much unchanged.
And there are 6 missions.
There are 6 missions.
4 the same, 2 new.
Yeah.
Okay. And which 4 stayed?
So 4 pillars from 2018. That one stayed.
Yeah.
And it stayed exactly as it was. So that's the one where there are 4 objectives.
Yeah.
You get a point if you kill more units than your opponent at the end of the battle round. A point if you control more objectives, and then you get a bonus point if you sat on all 4 objectives, and only troops can score.
ITC
So
mission.
that's a mission.
Mm-hmm.
The other 3 that stayed are all from Chapter Approved 2017. So 4 Pillars is the only surviving mission from the 2018 one. So you've got Scorched Earth, which is one where it's progressive scoring. So for all you iOS players, that is, you get a point for at the end of each of your turns on which you're on.
That you held the objective.
Yeah. But now, when you burn the objectives, previously you got D3 points for burning the objectives. Now you just get a flat 3.
Okay.
So you can burn an objective if you stood in an objective in your opponent's deployment zone, and then you can remove it, and it gets you 3 VPs.
That's better.
Yeah, I like that change, because like you could.
It means you pretty much always burn.
Yeah, if both of you got one opportunity to burn and you got a 3 and your opponent rolled a 1 and you lost because of 2 points, you don't feel like you've actually lost.
Yeah.
So with
It also rewards aggressive play because you know you're getting a big score for it.
Yeah.
The second one I stayed is called Ascension. That was from 2017 as well, on the third one even. This is one where you get points for parking your characters on objectives for multiple turns. So you've got 3 objectives. You get
Just like Vital Intelligence.
Well, kind of, because Battle Intelligence was more about keeping your characters alive. This one's about having them stand on things.
Ah, so it's Duality of Death.
Yeah, it's Duality of Death for iOS, but in 40k.
So
Okay.
that is, for everyone who's on iOS, you get a point for standing in a character on the objective for 1 turn. If you stand up for 2 turns, it's 2 points for the second turn, 3 points for the third turn, 4 points, and so on and so forth.
It's actually quite interesting as a mission type, because it does mean your characters have to be on the front line, because it's in the middle of the board, right?
I mean, just play nice, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
So the Ascension, you have 1 objective in the middle and then 2 either side of it, equidistant from the deployment zones.
Right.
So 1 in the centre, 2 sort of in no man's land.
It's a bit of a scrum again.
That's good though.
Yeah,
that's
that's
good,
fine.
because that means like a lot of those buffing characters now have to become frontline characters to do some things. Just Nikos, are you from the Netherlands?
Spiritually.
Spiritually, yes. Factually,
I
no. Tom, you've also had a message from Freezer.
Oh, leave him, he's fine. Leave him alone, yeah.
Leave him
Very
alone.
nice. He needs to go back and
Thomas.
get better. He needs to go back and get better at playing Talon.
Okay, all right, I'll tell him.
Yeah.
So that's good. That sounds like a really cool mission.
Yeah, I played that. I think I played that a couple of times. Yeah, it's quite good. I like it because you can just you have to like get your character there early and then keep them alive. But obviously, if your opponent gets a character there, you know you've got to go and kill it, because if it stays there for the rest of the game,
It's also kind of like like, I don't know how to describe it because I don't really play poker, but like well, my opponent can only get these many points, so I need to be on this objective no later than turn 4.
Yeah,
Whatever.
exactly. Like it's really interesting, those progressive missions. Normally what you do is you end up trying to get onto them as soon as possible so you can get up on points. Whether or not the output in 40k is too high, that it makes it irrelevant and just everything dies apart from the characters. But
And Marines.
it would make some characters actually quite interesting, right? Characters that are quite like sneaky or hard to hit, or assassins.
Skeleton, yeah.
Assassins.
Yeah, man, collectors, see?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep, and then the final one that's returning is again from 2017. It's Frontline Warfare. Now, I used to play this as it was you score the points at the end of the game because that's how we judged it for ETC. I never realised it was actually progressive. So at the end of each battle round, you get a point if you stood on an objective in your deployment zone, 2 points if you stood on one outside your deployment zone, and 4 points if you stood on one in your opponent's deployment zone. So going second in this one is really huge because it gives you the opportunity to kick your opponent off, but also know you can guarantee standing on certain positions.
Yeah.
And then you've got the 2 new ones. Nikos, do you want to do those?
So we have, I think one of the new ones is Crusade. It seems a little bit of a boring one because basically it's
really
just
easy, isn't it?
6 objectives you put down and you score 1 at the start of your turn, starting the second battle round.
What for? What being on them?
Being on objective. 6 objectives, you score 1 point per turn. Oh no, at the start of your turn, starting from the second battle round, you score 1 point per objective you have.
So at the start of your turn.
Yeah.
So
you've got to get there and survive at your opponent's turn.
On the objective.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So there's 6. So it's not the most complicated mission. And then lockdown is a little bit more interesting. So
it's quite interesting. Like, or maybe I don't know. Like, you could go swamp all the objectives pretty early. Maybe
yeah.
Okay.
The lockdown, which is the last one. So it's 6 objective points, and you score at the end of your player turn. And basically throughout so before the battle begins you randomly generate them to be assigned 1 to 6 basically. So at the end of battle round 1 will disappear. So you start with 6 and then eventually you end up with 0 if you go to turn 7. So the objectives slowly disappear throughout the game, and then basically you get 1 point for holding each one at the end of your turn, and if you hold more you get an objective as well, so more ITC creeping in there.
Do you think at some point they'll just rip their missions off? Like, what if they just took their pack and just made it the chapter approved missions?
They could do.
Well, the XC pack.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be funny.
It would be, that's what I'm saying.
Until I start playing the game, and I'm like, oh.
Oh. Okay, well, okay. So
That's quite interesting because the objectives start disappearing.
So as a spread of missions, what do you think of them now?
Well,
because what are the 2 that we've lost? We've lost the one with the invuln saves.
Oh, hell yeah.
I didn't like that one.
I love that one.
Why didn't they bring Recon back, man? I'm really disappointed.
You're disappointed they didn't bring Recon back? What about, what was the one with the objective that you had to secure?
It's a relic.
The relic.
I quite like the relic.
It's like football.
No one liked the relic.
Nikos like a relic.
Yeah, well, so as a spread, what do you make of them now?
Good. Very much. They're kind of
because Warhammer World is local to us, so probably more than anyone else in the world, and probably only us in the world, we're quite interested in chapter approved missions because you go and play at a Warhammer World tournament. We're like, actually, that's the missions we're going to be playing.
I think it's kind of cool because it's not one of those where you're like, oh, I really hope we don't get this mission because it's going to screw me over. It's like they're all a little bit similar, but at the same time they're also
different enough.
It's about having. Well, I'm not sure if they're different enough yet. We'll have to play them, but you need them to just not completely ruin certain armies, or just ruin your brain trying to work out what it does.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. What do you think, Nick?
I like, because one of the ones that I quite enjoyed from the last batch was the suppliers from above, but the one thing I didn't enjoy about it was the random roll to move each objective, because that felt a bit too random. I like the fact that they moved, but I didn't like the randomness that one person could just win all the rolls, and you'd lose that way. So I'm a bit sad to see that not come back. They've got like three different ways of scoring. They've got some that are at the start of your turn. There's like 2 that are start of your turn, 2 that end the battle round, and 2 that are end of your turn. So I guess they've got like a mix of ways to score, but I think they all still benefit you going second, really. Which I suppose is good in 40k because it balances it. Does it balance it out that it's good to go first because you get to shoot your guns?
Well, it depends if you're dead before you get to go second, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah.
Okay, so you like the spread?
Yeah, I think it's all right.
Only all right.
Yeah.
Would it make you change your army list for any of your armies, like the character mission, for instance, being available?
Well, I think I was thinking about that earlier when I was looking at them. I think characters are always good in these missions because the characters are good in Ascension because you can score more points that way. But I think characters are always good because you can get a character onto an objective and then put a screen in front, and then your opponent kills that screen. Then that character's still alive, and then you score the point. So I think characters are always going to be good in any mission.
That's a good point.
But there's not. Okay, yeah. I got that a little bit later. Yeah, I wish. I mean, they've got one that benefits troops. I quite liked because when they first released the 40k rulebook, they had certain missions that they had one that was called, I think, Big Guns Never Tire, which meant that heavy support were more important in that mission. Whereas they've only got one mission out of it. Well, actually two. So characters are really good in one, and then troops the only thing that can score in another. I don't know. Maybe give the other roles like fast attack or heavies a different.
I think there was one that benefited fast attack. I forgot what it's called.
I think
one benefited fly. That was surprising.
No,
I think that would stimulate mission packs too much. I quite like the idea because that feels like more like you just lose by turning up. Whereas I like the idea that it's heroes and HQs, and troops are always going to be in your army list.
They're always going to be in the list. Yeah, that's true.
And so I quite like that, and I like that there's a disproportionate balance for one and then the other, because some people will bring really strong heroes, let's say knights, Gulliman, and then other people will bring some pretty solid troops. Looking at Marines, who else has got really solid troops? Custodies have got very solid troops. Good point. I mean, they're survivable from objectives.
Yeah. Orks have decent troops. Even Orks have decent troops.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, interesting. So they sound really fun. So I'm glad you brought them up. It's going to be fun to play. It's still random. It's still.
Well, they slightly changed. So all the deployments are the same, but they've slightly changed it. So you roll off, and then whoever wins the roll off gets to decide their role, whether they want to deploy first and choose the first turn or not.
Yeah.
Or deploy second and give their opponent the choice.
Okay, so it's just one roll off.
Yeah, one roll off for that.
And you get to choose. So the most important roll off in the game, probably. That, and then Priory. Tom's favourite roll of 2019.
The Seas roll.
The Seas roll, yeah.
Yeah, the Seas is still in there.
I mean, I'm glad it's there. But
what I really enjoy is 40k players, they're like, don't like the Priority roll, and you're like, you literally start every game with it. Every time.
I've never said I don't like the priority roll.
The Seas. The Seas. No, not you.
Yeah.
Not you.
I don't like the Seas.
You don't like the Seas roll?
Wait, it's the most nervous I am in a 40k game.
I don't like the Seas roll, but at the same time, I would hate not having it more. Like at London GT, where you just saw everyone just frontline all their characters because you knew you might as well because you're going first anyway. Whereas Seas just stops you doing that.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Yeah. Full Grima asks, 2+ save doesn't mean that much then now with Custodies. For Custodies maybe with all the -2 Marines out there, but it still just takes them down to 3 up in fun, right?
4 up in fun.
If they take the shields.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, the shields take them down to 3 up.
I don't really pay attention to Custodian troops. Or you could just play Sisters of Battle.
You could not, because they're not available to buy.
You can convert them.
I mean, yes, you can.
I had a Bitsy find from York or the Garden Centre. That'd be much better.
All right. Okay. Oh, cool. That'll be fun. Hopefully, get some games in 2020, the next decade.
Hopefully, I don't.
What?
Play any 40k.
Wait, you're not going to play those 40k missions?
No, just any 40k.
Oh, any 40k at all. I'm quite looking forward to that. Aren't you going to one of the Warhammer World Heats?
Are you going to GT Final?
I'm going to the final, yeah.
With those missions will be in?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I don't care about missions. I'm just going to shoot people.
Oh, you're just going to go full power all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no brain in it. It's fine.
Scriver says, question, but what if I do have sisters then? You are Muppet.
He's pay to win is what he is.
Yeah, pay to... Really?
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, heavy boards, yep.
Oh my god. Alright, fine. Right, let's talk about points. Let's talk about chapter approved and what we're going to be doing in 2020. Now, I've heard, the Grey Knights are back. I read that on the Warhammer community article, so I'm assuming that's true. And I don't want anyone to question me on it. But you two are going to do for 2 other factions, Orks and Necrons.
Thanks for not asking me about Grey Knights.
Nick, do you want to talk about Necrons first?
Sure.
Would you like to?
I'd love to.
So, Necrons, what do you think? How were they struggling before chapter approved 2019?
How are they struggling?
Yeah, like what were their inherent weaknesses? Underwhelming rules and given points.
The thing that Necrons struggle with, in my opinion,
is the game.
Is playing the game.
The problem was being shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically, all of their vehicles are, the majority of their vehicles are toughness 6 and have like a 4+ armor save. They have quantum shielding, which means that anti-tank weapons are not so good against them. But because they're toughness 6 and have a 4+ armor save, like anti-infantry and
anything mid-range.
Yeah, mid-range weapons and even low power weaponry.
And even your good vehicles, like the planes, they don't get quantum shifting.
Yeah, they're not
Like damage 2 from Imperial Fists.
Yeah, just that mid-range weaponry is more than capable of killing them. Like in my game yesterday against Mark's Blood Angels, like Intercessors just charged the tank and just slapped it to bits in combat.
Troop combat.
And also, I think we've said before that the troop, you don't see troops in competitive lists. You see immortal spam, but you don't see any warriors because they've got reanimation protocols and they pay. That's in their point values, but the fact with that is that if you wipe the unit, which any good player will, you don't get any value from the reanimation.
Mm-hmm.
And also quite a lot of their units were quite overcosted, I think, at the start, which obviously they've slowly addressed throughout the...
But never actually got to the point where it's viable.
Well,
so now with new points, how do you feel about them? And what did they drop?
I think the points are pretty. Obviously, they've gone. Lots of things have gone lower, which is always great. Like you can't say that's ever bad for your points to go down. But like I said at the top of the show, they need some rules tweaks as well. And I could wish list my ideas if you want. So quite a lot of rules, quite a lot of point drops across the board. But I'm not going to go through them all. But the big winners for me were the Annihilation Barge, which is one of my favourite models. It's gone down. It went down 33 points, and then it's gone down a further 10. So it's, I think, with the Tesla cannons and then the underslung Tesla, it's like 103 points for like an 8-wound tank with quantum shielding.
Wow.
Puts out quite a lot of Tesla shots. The problem is it's really short range. So to shoot with it, you have to be 24 inches away from your opponent. But then that just puts you in bolter range or whatever, which we've already said is good at killing it.
Yeah.
You can fly up and tag stuff with it, though.
You can fly in, tag stuff. You can't get wrapped. You
I
can
still
always
remember
fly
the first
away.
run down we did.
Yeah. It's pretty fast as well. So that's gone down to 103 points. So
decent.
It's good for those points, definitely. Night Size also a big winner in my opinion. They've gone down to they went down 25 and then gone down an additional 20 now.
Did the Doom Scythe go down as well?
No, the Doom Scythe went down last year.
Okay.
55 points. That stayed the same.
Okay.
But the Night Scythe, which is the troop transport, is now 115 points. So 115 points for a flyer, which has got the Tesla destructors.
It's like an Annihilation Barge with transport capacity, better movement.
Yeah.
But without quantum shielding, right?
Yeah, no quantum shielding. That's a rules tweak that I'd like to see the flyers have quantum shielding. I don't really see that making them.
Yeah, it really makes the single
broken.
all low shot high effectiveness weaponry really tricky against them with -1 to hit because of the flyer. Then you've got the quantum shielding as well on top of it, and you're still winning on freeze like you would everything else anyway. So it's that'd be cool.
And I'd love to see more Night Size being viable with the troops because they've got a really interesting transport mechanic because it's not like because they're one of the transport options for Necrons, and it's not like they're a Rhino or something like that where you put dudes in it and then they get out of it. You just put them in the Tomb World, so one unit can come out of any Night Scythe that's on the table. So it's a really cool mechanic that I'd love to see used because I think you can do some really interesting things with it. Like you can have one big unit of 20 Necron warriors in your Tomb World, so your opponent doesn't know which Night Scythe it's going to come out of. So it'll be really interesting to play with.
Or where they're going to go on the board, right?
Yeah. So that'd be cool to see.
Big Goldfish, thanks for subscribing for 21 months.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
Also, one of my favourite units, the Disco Barge, the Catacomb Command Barge.
Yeah.
It went down 14 and then it's come down another 19. So it's something like, I think with your Gauss Cannon in there, it's about 120 odd points. And I think it's a really, really good HQ unit. Because it's a vehicle, it's got 8 wounds, it's pretty tough, it's got a good save, it's got quantum shielding, it can buff your infantry. You can get a War Scythe, so it's got a decent combat attack. And my favourite combination with it is the lightning shield, because you've got a 4+ invulnerable save and quantum shielding, and you can use a stratagem to resurrect it. So it's a really sort of resilient character piece, and warlord. Plus it looks fucking cool as well. So that's come down pretty cheap, so that's quite good. Just your general lord, which is like your lieutenant characters, come down a little bit. I think immortals and warriors stayed the same, which I was a bit sad about. I really think warriors.
You need the troops to come down a little bit.
Yeah.
Usually it's one battalion.
Yeah, because I think warrior immortals are something like 85 points, something like that for 5. And like if you just want to take 10 warriors, it's like still 110 points.
It's a bit much.
Yeah, because they kind of have a marine-ish stat line, because they're like weapon skill, ballistic skill 3, strength, toughness 4, and their shooty weapons, the ghost flares, are kind of like bolters with AP 1. But the big difference is like marines have got a better save, and they've got all the extra rules now, and they've got the beta bolter rule, which ghost flares don't have.
And you didn't until the new marine books. You didn't see marines. So to say that they're an old marine equivalent is very different to like the new marine equivalent, right? Like so, because obviously the old ones they weren't seen. It's only because since they had tons more extra rules that they're even viable, and points reductions as well. Okay. So have the points drops changed the shape of your army?
Well, yeah, because I wouldn't ever put the annihilation barges in, because I think they were just a bit too expensive for what they did. But now about 100 points a pop, then they're pretty nice. Particularly in Sautek, because they've got the Tesla. So Sautek have a stratagem where you do a wound to a unit, and everyone else gets +1 to hit against it. So then your Tesla's going off on 5s and 6s. So just a few more annihilation barge and Tesla cannons in there is pretty nice. Because it has 11 shots, which is about the same as 3 Tomb Blades, or I think that's maybe 5 Immortals, but it's probably harder to kill than 5 Immortals, I think.
Well, it depends if you're in terrain, right? If you've got heavy terrain, you can sneak Immortals in there, whereas if you're a big kind of class unlucky thing, then it's like...
But it has fly, so you can hide it and then pop it out.
Yeah, you can. This is true.
Pop it out when they least expect.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple of the lesser seen units got some points drops, like the Death Marks with the sniper dudes. They went down. They're like 14 points a model now.
Is that to try to bring them into the game? Do you think that it's viable where they brought them to?
I still think it's no matter how low they go, they're still never going to be seen, because they're basically snipers with bolt guns. And how often is a bolt gun? Even if you can shoot a tight character with a bolt gun, it's not really killing them.
No, you're right.
Flayed ones came down again. They're 13 points a model now.
Excellent.
Again, it's not low enough, because they have like maybe 3 or 4 attacks, but they're strength 4 with no AP, and you've got no way to buff their hit rolls. Well, you can buff their hit rolls +1 to hit, but you've got no re-rolls. You've got no way to buff the wounds or re-rolling the wounds to make it reliable. It's just AP 0 with damage 1.
Yeah.
And you can deep strike them, but there's very little way to buff their charge.
And it's not nowhere near enough attacks, right?
No. And there's no way to buff their charge, so you're not reliably getting them in. So why would I bother?
Oh, Hooktan, thanks for subscribing for 6 months.
I'm ready.
So I want to say thanks.
Here's the
thank you
for Flayed Ones.
Thanks for
you can get 20 in a squad. You got a lot of attacks. For a big squad, I mean, look weird.
Deceiver?
Nah, better.
No, better than that.
So, if you're in combat, it takes you a lot of time to roll your attacks. If you're being shot at, your opponent needs to kill the entire unit, otherwise a lot of them are going to come back, which means they're going to need to roll a lot of attacks. They are great for making the game last longer.
As a Necron player, you need to make the game last
longer. You're not
longer.
intentionally slow playing your opponent, you're just taking a slow unit. 60 of those, so go on then, dig through that many.
Yes, I mean, it's a
not
point.
It's not hard to dig through it though.
It takes some time.
20 wounds.
I'm not saying it's hard, I'm just saying
it might work.
There you go.
Yeah,
Big brained it.
Okay.
4 heads in the chat.
Okay.
Wraiths came down as well.
Okay.
Wraiths are an interesting unit. I've never actually used or owned Wraiths.
I remember when 18 Wraiths was standard.
Mm.
Sad. Simpler times.
But I'd be interested to look at those because they've got a cool strat where they got 3 up and vulnerable save. You can like run and charge them, and they're pretty fast. And also Ghost Arcs came down. That's the only way I think warriors are actually halfway decent. So like a battalion with 3 Ghost Arcs in and 3 units of 10 warriors. Because a Ghost Arc shoots as well as 10 warriors. It's roughly the same price as them. It's got an extra. It's got like a built-in reanimation orb, so you can do double reanimation on a unit. And it flies. It can be annoying. It's big. Charge things, tag them. So that's come down 25 points in this revision, so 120 points. But again, like we said, it's toughness 6 but 4+ armor save. Doesn't take that much anti-infantry or anti-normal.
Anti-anything to kill it.
Anti-anything to kill it. Right?
Yeah. And it's got quantum shielding, not an invulnerable save.
Yes.
Well then. Yeah, not enough. So overall...
So you can get more stuff in the list, which is obviously also, which is brilliant. You're going to make your list better. But I still don't think it's going to make them a particularly cutthroat competitive force. I think the mainstay of an Necron list has to be the Doom Scythe triple bomb with a mortal wounds threat.
You just need to be able to you need to be able to fuel it with the CP anyway. Which
not necessarily because the list that Dick inspired, the Dick list, only has, I think he had 4 CP in his, or it's 6.
But you use all of that pretty much.
Well, that's what's good if you don't have any good stratagems, is you don't need the CP.
Yeah.
So
I mean, even if you do have lots of good stratagems, like
think on that.
Anyway, but
yeah, because the mortal wound bomb is 1 CP.
And you get to do it once, maybe twice if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Okay.
So overall, pleased with the points drops. I think it's great. Got more stuff in the list. Some of the cool units have come down. Take more shit units, but rules changes needed. Send help, please.
Please send help. Okay. All right. So you think overall Necrons, no matter what happens with the points, I mean, you could make them stupid cheap at some point.
Yeah. Maybe they were ridiculously cheap.
And we've seen this actually in both game systems, both HC1 and 40k. They do very incremental points changes, if they do any points changes at all. Like they don't generally tend to like they don't go super hard in one direction and then they go, we've gone too far, and then cut back.
They didn't put the Super Chicken back.
No, they didn't. They didn't. That was
left it ruined.
Everything in Forge World they destroy. But overall,
it's where you play Heresy.
Me?
No, I play Heresy.
Oh, yes.
Or just you in general. Just people.
Okay, so Necrons need love.
We need some rules love.
Need some rules love. So you're not going to be playing them at the minute, you don't think?
Well, I'm actually playing them at the minute because I think they're a good option for a team event.
Okay.
So I'm trying them out to fit them into the James Workshop team game matrix.
Oh, what, that official Games Workshop character?
No, you twat.
That was the most British thing I've ever heard.
The professional T-Sports team, James Workshop.
James Workshop. Okay, good. All right.
Buy the merch. James Workshop merch.
Pardon me?
You should buy some.
Yeah, we should buy some James Workshop merch.
Create some James Workshop merch.
Yeah, let's create some. All right, so yeah, I think Necrons are in a really tough spot. I think that they clearly need a book, and you were disappointed when their book was released, right? So like,
yeah,
they've never been there,
and it's a real shame because I love the army and I do really like the rules that they have. I think they've got some really unique and interesting, cool rules. They just need to tweak them a little bit to make them slightly better.
I think we should have a game: Space Wars versus Necrons.
Who's the crappiest?
Who's the worst?
Yeah, we should do the anti-competitive tournaments.
Yeah. When you give someone else your list, and your job is to obviously try and beat them with their list.
Just give them the most trash list that you could find.
No. Like you're trying to prove that your list,
No, I think it should be the opposite. Sorry. I think what you should do is you should make an army list.
I think it was an idea to do that, but then that was when drop pods could table themselves turn 1, and everyone just, was saying, "Oh, just give him Dark Angels drop pods or something, and you'll table yourself turn 1 and auto lose."
Yeah, that you give someone else. You design an army list, and then you all just rock paper scissors, or you have to draw lots. Yeah. You'd be like, "This is the army I'm playing for the weekend."
Yeah. That'd be a really cool tournament, like a one-day tournament.
You'd have to
everyone brings an army, and you randomly.
You'd have to be happy letting other people touch your models.
I mean,
obviously it's not an issue for me because I'm not going to ruin what's already ruined. Are they?
They are not going to ruin what's already ruined. You're right. Okay. All right, Tom.
I was going to say, do we want to do you next? Because you can ask a bunch of questions about orcs.
Yeah, I'm just going to ask a bunch of questions about orcs. I'm actually more interested in talking about orcs than I am about... I'll do a quick Mechanicum rundown.
Right, sounds good.
Okay, it's real simple. Dominus got... overall, stuff got cheaper.
Good.
Great news. Dominus got cheaper. Great. Because you have to take a Dominus anyway. Sometimes you have to take 2, so 10 points off.
That's a HQ, right?
It's a HQ,
Yeah.
which is fun. Infiltrators got cheaper, as did Ruststalkers. Some people like them. I've never liked them because you're relying a lot on a 9-inch charge. So I'm not a big fan. Although that many bolt pistol shots at strength 3, if you're against the right opponents.
So last pistol shots.
Yeah, maybe it's fine. The arc rifle got cheaper. Equipment
Has the
wise.
galvanic rifle gone down?
Pardon me?
Has the galvanic rifle gone down?
No.
That's a shame.
But the I also forgot to say that the Electro Priests have gone down as well. I would say that more than any time, the Electro Priests have got less. Nikos hits back. Clicked by Valerie in the chat.
Is that from Blood and Glory last year?
No, that's just from now.
Oh.
I think he's hitting at me. No, you twat. I'll soundboard it. I'll make a little Nikos soundboard.
So you go on to have a Nathan soundboard.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'll get a Tom one that just says Poggers over it. No matter what option you pick, it just says Poggers. Yeah. Happy Poggers. Sad Poggers. Angry Poggers.
Omega lol. I'm putting this in the WhatsApp. I was at Scribo's house.
Yeah.
And then I left and I went to go and fill my car with new liquid that cleans the windscreen. And I managed to shut my bonnet first time, and it audibly said in the middle of a village that I had no idea anything where I was. Clappers in the chat, boys. I was like, damn, I'm so autistic. What have I just done that for?
It's one of my favourite quotes. Damn, I'm so autistic.
on the soundboard as well.
Okay, so infiltrators, like I said, got cheaper. Ruststalkers, but Electro Priests. I think of any point in history, I think Electro Priests have got less place because of the volume of bolt shots that just rip them to pieces. Yeah. So they just stood around. It's cool they've got a 3-up invulnerable save and a 5+ DPR.
But even then, 3+ doesn't really save you from anything these days when everything hits and everything wounds.
Exactly, and you're right. They do have to save. Yeah, they do have to kill something to get the 3-up invulnerable save. They start naked as they are models. So I'm not a fan of that. However, some very cool points changes for some of the equipment. The Transonic Arquebus, which when I first started playing, when 40k first came out, was 50 points a model, 50 points a piece of war gear. Dude, hey, thanks for subscribing. Woohoo! But has now dropped a further 3 points and is down to 12 points a model for a strength 8, 60-inch shot on your troops anyway. You can take 4 in a squad of 10, yeah, which is not terrible. They're kind of getting towards that mortar range that you had for Imperial Guard for a while, where there would just be those squads of 3 mortars knocking around. Yeah. And I honestly, what's that, 48 points for 4 shots that hit on 3s. They can reroll 1s pretty easy, strength 8, -2 D3 damage, and also do additional mortal wounds, and they're snipers. That's pretty rad. They can't move, but 60 inches is pretty big. So I think they're getting towards scary good points levels.
Could you go MSU?
3 in a squad. Oh, sorry, it's 3 in a squad of 10.
Okay, so 3
it's 2 in a squad of 5. So I actually think it's more points efficient
to
go for 5s.
Loads of squads of 5.
Loads of squads of 5.
What force organisation slot are they in?
Troops.
Yeah, there you are. Then. You can just do that.
Yeah, and that's pretty rad, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty cool.
Can we get rad cleansers?
You can actually get red lenses, but so then the other big winner, in my opinion, is the heavy grav cannon, which was already on Cataphrone destroyers. Was it? Yeah, it got cheaper by 6 points, competing with the
plasma thing.
The plasma. So interesting. So it's a nice choice change if you really wanted to. And then the Castellum Fist got cheaper, and the Phosphor Serpenta got cheaper as well. And the Phosphor Blasters, I don't think they got any. They didn't go any different. So overall, some nice changes. And I think for me, the things that really stand out are the Transonic Arquebus And also, as we talked about, if you do want to start shooting a bunch of characters, and some of the support characters are pretty decent, and also, like, they're not very survivable, those troops, but you do have effectively in that squad of 5 3 ablative wounds before you get to your pricey cool guns. And like we said, 24 points now. It's going to be 24 points for 2 of them, strength 8 and -2. Hit on 3s. I think it's a thing. I think it could be quite annoying. I own about maybe 11 or 12, so I really like the idea of putting that many on the board and just seeing what effect that they have. I mean, strength 8 against anything else is still pretty decent as well. Like D3 damage. I just like the idea of just like sniping away some characters. I think that'd be quite interesting, and watching people's like synergy fall apart and be like, oh. I've also played against massed amount of arquebuses, and when I was playing with my orcs, and it is genuinely frustrating because you're like, wow, like my character, like it changes. 60 inches is not like it's big. Yeah,
it is big.
Yeah, do you guys think no? Yes. What do you think?
I think it'd be a really cool, interesting army having MSU squads of those. But do you have like a lieutenant style character for them? So you can't reroll wounds anyway, can you? So it's just hits.
Really. It's like Cole doesn't reroll wounds, does he?
No, he's just hits.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you'd probably need multiple fire bases, because if you just had loads of MSU squads of that all in one bunch, I think that'd be easy to deal with, because you could hide.
Yeah, well, 60 inches is quite big, right? You could put them all across the board. I think, and also like it's pretty nice for stopping like zoning that deep strike in where it might land. Anyway, you have to get troops anyway. Like, and their troops aren't brilliant. So then I think, like, cool, like you could really do something with that, I think. And what's really nice about the Mechanicum as an army is you don't necessarily need to screen, because everything that's in your army is crap.
Yep.
Although, according to 40kstats.com, they're a great army. One of the most successful mono-faction armies in the game.
Oh, really?
I can believe that. I don't think they're that popular a faction though, so it's not like you've got people that are just pissing about and dragging them down.
Yeah.
And I think a lot. I don't know. I can imagine a lot of people would have been. I'd have to
Vigilance Detachment Cataphrons are a thing.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, because obviously I played alongside Eric Koga in Serbia when we were playing Team Wales, and he had like 50 breaches or something nonsense, and they were like really hard to kill with the Vigilance Detachment, and they had all the shots. So I'd be interested to see what exactly those lists are looking like. But yeah.
I'll find out for you next week.
Yeah,
I promise. I'll find out for you.
Thanks.
So
Next week's Boxing Day.
but I honestly think because Mechanicus, since their book has come out, they've always been crap. Yeah, like the Castellan robots were a thing, but generally pretty crap as a book, a bit like Necrons. However, they've got inside of them a lot of base rules that are really quite good. They just need either stratagems or a couple of extra rules on top, and they'll really, and this is me saying that they're already competing pretty well. They only need a couple of like pushes, I think, internally or in some of those points changes, and you start to get pretty scary. Like, not many armies have access to those 60-inch sniper shots. They're fairly unique. Not many people have access to things like Cataphrone destroyers. Fairly unique. Not a lot of people have access to the drill from Forge World, which is fairly unique. Whether or not it's good, but fairly unique.
Yeah.
Same with the priests. Same with the Rust Stalkers. The Rust Stalkers are
Maybe
really
that new flyer is going to be
the thing to change it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming that flyer is going to come along with a book. But the tank didn't. Like, it's very odd. It feels like very much like there was a mechanic.
Okay, but maybe a book coming that'll fill them all in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Scrivus reckons that AdMech hold their ground against Marines. Dude.a's got a question. Do you think the point changes can ever fix struggling army compared to what Marines can bring now? No. Like Nick talked about, the thing that Marines have now over points changes is that they have extra rules on top. So everyone else needs to get extra rules on top to compete.
Yeah, Marines didn't get like point changes didn't change Marines at all.
No.
What changed Marines was having access to 4 chess tactics in one.
Exactly.
And having 2 on top of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. For free.
Yeah.
And then being able to cherry pick the best ones.
Yeah.
So I hope that helps.
Yeah.
Right, let's talk Orks. Yeah. Any other questions? I think like I say, I haven't played enough really to be given, but I know the Mechanicus army I think fairly well, and I think some of those points changes, like The neutron laser came down a little bit. It's not really a big deal. Torsion cannon came down a lot, but I don't think that's a big deal either. Icarus Array got cheaper, but I don't think the Dune Crawlers, again, have got much to say for themselves. I think Icarus Array is fine. Castellan Fists, cheaper, is good, because people love Castellans. So those are the big stompy robots. But for me, I'm still waiting for Forge World models to get rules, because they've got a bunch of amazing robots one day. And then you will see a lot of fucking 40k played by me. A lot. Although, very excited about Orks, Tom.
Yeah, so we've just had two factions that you both seem to be like, yeah, they need improving. Orks, I think, are one of those factions where they really didn't. So what they've done instead is they've gone around a lot of the less popular units and they've given them little improvements to really...
By dropping their points.
By dropping their points to try and encourage people to take them. The only exception would be the Smasher Gun, which has seen a tiny points increase, but I think the biggest change for it is the fact that people can now take more things to put in front of the Smasher Gun because everyone's points have dropped.
Right.
So I think they're pretty reluctant to increase points where they can just leave it, right? So the first start that they've really gone through is they've gone through a lot of the kind of like weightier, bigger, like multi-part kits that the Orks have. So there's been a lot of changes specifically to the fast attack section. So things like Stormboys have been left alone. And things like vehicles have been changed and improved. So Nikos is going to use a book because...
I will have... okay.
Right.
I was just going to say I will happily read them because I'm very excited about this.
I have no fucking idea what a Boomdacker Snazwagon is.
Oh, don't listen, Sunshine. So can I tell you that I've written a 40k list and I'm very excited about it. I'm going to quickly run through it.
All I see is Buggy, by the way.
So it's Big Mech, Weird Boy. It's 2 lots of 10 boys inside trucks. Yeah.
What
now
are you?
your question is, it doesn't matter, right? Your question to me is why have you got trucks? Because do you know what, Tom? If someone kills my trucks, I'll be like, fuck you, man. This game was meant to have transports, and I'm going to try them. And if they die a lot, whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna. Anyway, 30-yard boys, not 30-yard boys, just 30 boys. Sorry. Yeah.
You can make them hard if you want.
That was a Freudian slip.
Exactly. But then I've got 2 Wasbomb Blaster Jets. And I've also got a Mecha Dread from Forge World, and I've got 6 custom Mega Cannons because custom Mega Cannons are the best. Yeah, even more expensive now, sadly. But I don't know if
I
they
didn't
have.
think they had. No,
I thought they might have.
No, I didn't think they had.
However, Megatrack Scrapjets, I've got 2 of those, and I've also got a Rocker Truck Squig Boggy.
So we can
now
start with those two.
I would not take a Snaz wagon that you're about to talk about because they suck.
No, we're going to talk about the Megatrack Scrapjet first.
Okay, let's go for
which
it.
I call
Megatrack.
Which I call
Megatrack Scrapjet.
I call it Buggy.
Has.
Scrivo says that the Mecha Dread is rubbish, but Scrivo is also rubbish, so screw you.
Ooh.
The Megatrack
Yikes.
Scrapjet has one special rule.
No, please read its rules. Please read its law at the top.
It's law.
We don't have any law.
There's
in the
none of
top
this section.
What the flip?
You're thinking of the other
So
version.
this
of
section
Codex
doesn't
that
have
we
points
access
and it
to.
doesn't have
Has
law. No, publishing department needs a
I
word.
prefer the other version of the rules that we have. Please.
So the spec. So it's got weapons and stuff like that. It's got a profile, and we don't need to read that.
No, it does.
The special rule that it has.
Shut up.
Is a spiked ram.
yes.
Right.
When
Yeah.
it
I
finishes
also
a
have a
charge
spiked
within
ram.
1 inch on a 4+, that unit takes D3 mortal wounds.
Now, no, stop that. Don't
Sorry.
listen. Imagine you had 3 of those bad boys. You charge them all in.
Okay, so that goes off 1.5
Statistically,
times.
it's 1.5 times.
So
it's
3 mortal wounds maybe on average.
2 to 4 mortal wounds. 2 to 4
So
mortal
basically you're
wounds.
saying penetrating something with 3 spike rounds.
Yeah, but that's before you get to its combat. But
The
can I just talk
target's
to you
like a
about?
bowling ball.
Let me talk to you about its shooting. Listen, Games Workshop wouldn't make models that are not useful in the game. Yeah, you're being what they call naysayers.
Just showing the chat something.
I don't know what it's Stompo. Anyway, Megadrex Scratch. Let me tell you what it's got. Yeah, it's got 2 twin big shooters.
Oh,
yeah?
excellent.
Okay, so that's important. And its twin big shooter is Assault 6, yeah, Strength 5, AP 0, but damage 1, right? So, and 36-inch range, and the thing moves 10 inches. So I've already got 12 shots that are Assault. Oh, right, okay, for 100 points. No, let me stop it. And then you've also got a rocket cannon, yeah, which is 2d3 Assault, Strength 8, minus 2d and 3 damage.
Is it important that they're assault because then you can run, get closer,
Yeah.
and be hitting on 6s?
And then ram something.
Okay.
Exactly,
I get it.
right? Hold on.
Okay.
Also, you add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made with the model's twin big shooters. So you are hitting on 4s for those twin big shooters. And then you've also got wing missiles, 1 of them only. I think you've only got
Which buggy is this, by the way, Rob?
Hold on. This is the Mega Track Scrapjet.
Scrapjet.
And the wing missile, again, is another 1-shot assault, but strength 8 minus 2/3 damage. So that's a lot of strength 8.
Strength 8?
Yeah, there's 2 strength 8 attacks.
Okay.
There's 1 strength 8. There's 2d3 strength 8.
Okay.
And they all do flat 3 damage.
And it's gone down 10 points.
Huh?
And it's gone down 10 points.
And it's 100 points.
80 points.
And listen,
Wait,
it's
wait, are we definitely talking about the same thing? Because I've got a Mega Track Scrapjet here.
Yeah.
It's 80 points.
Yeah, because obviously my list hasn't updated. Yeah, 80 points for that. All of that Decker. And listen, it's also a car that goes super fast.
It's a buggy.
And it's also toughness 6, so it's as tough as Nick's tanks. It's as tough as a tank, Nick.
Yeah, but Nick's tanks aren't very... Never mind.
But it's as tough. And then
Necron tanks, despite being made entirely of metal,
This is also made of
that
metal.
can reheat, that can
rusty.
heal itself, is toughness 6.
It's fine. So yeah, that's come down 10 points.
Yeah, a broken engine that Orks just.
It's also got 4.
together.
It's also got 4 up save, but because you're in Orks and because I have to do Waz Bomb Blaster Jets, it's going to have a 5 up invulnerable save.
The second biggest decrease.
That's 80 points, man. You can't get better than that for 80 points. Yeah.
Is the Rocket Truck Squig Buggy.
The other thing I have in my list.
Admin Nikos, can you explain to us what a Rocket Truck Squig Buggy
The Rocket
is?
Truck Squig Buggy
Only one of the coolest models in the game.
has a million weapon profiles.
It really does.
Bile Squig, Bitey Squig, Boom Squig,
It's got 3 lines
Bile
of
Squig. Oh no.
things.
By the way, the Grot Gunner special rule gives you +1 to hit for attacks made with the model's heavy squig launcher.
I feel like Rob wants to do this one.
No, I don't. I don't.
Riding shotgun, so you can
Why have you
you
done
can
that,
throw a
Michael?
grenade and shoot pistols
Uh-huh.
at the same time
Excellent.
because someone's riding shotgun. And then it's special rule. Special rule is a squig mine.
Stop the presses because we're about to have a great time with the squig mine.
Once per battle in the movement phase, once,
Oh, excellent.
you can deploy a squig mine. At any point during this model's move, place the squig mine within 1 inch of it and more than 3 inches away from enemy models. The squig mine is represented by a squig mine model, but does not count as a model for army for rules purposes. From the start of the next phase, that squig mine is detonated if any unit, friend or foe, moves within 3 inches of it. Resolve the detonation after the unit that detonated has ended its move. When a squig mine is detonated, roll a d6. A 2 to 3, it inflicts 1 mortal wound.
So now I've charged my 2 guys and I've done 6 mortal wounds.
4 to 5, it does d3 mortal
One
wounds.
mortal wound.
And then a 6, it does a flat 3 mortal wounds, and then the squig mine is removed.
So listen
It
to
does,
this.
however, require your enemy to move consciously,
Right, Nikos. Right. Are you
consciously
ready?
move on or through it.
Are you ready? Here it is. You put it on an objective.
Exactly, Tom.
Yeah.
You put it on an objective. That's exactly right. And you put 3
It
of
also
them on
means you
there.
can't walk within 3 inches of that objective.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You put 3 of them. No, you put 3 of them in front of you.
Yeah, but then your opponent can just walk around them. Whereas if you stick them on top of the objective, they have to go within 3 inches.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're going second, you're like, right, fine, I'll just eat the squig bomb.
Yeah, imagine that. Because you roll 6s, 9 mortal wounds. You've almost killed Mortarion. Yeah, with the free rule. You haven't even talked about the weapon jet, Nick. Please do.
So you've got.
We're going to be here a while, are we?
So each model is equipped with a heavy squig launcher, and each crew is armed with a squig launcher. So its crew is armed with a squig. So you've got a heavy squig launcher and then a normal squig launcher.
You do.
So basically, the heavy squig launcher is just twice as many shots as the squig launcher. So a bile squig
That's why it's heavy. It's full of more squigs.
from heavy is 2d6, always wounding on a vehicle on a 4+. No, so always wounding on a... So it's basically poison. 2d6 poison shots, unless it's a vehicle, it's wounding on 6s. A bitey squig, assault 2, strength 5, AP 3, damage 2. And a boom squig, 2d3, strength 6, AP 1, damage d3.
At 36 inches.
Yeah.
Not forgetting you've
You
already
can't
moved
fire
10
all of
So you're
inches.
just firing a squig halfway across the board.
Yeah.
Nice. That's alright.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
And then Rhett Stanley's right, because what I want is I want to point to my models. Like I want to put the buggy down, which is now at how many points?
It's now, the Rocket Truck Squid Buggy?
Yeah.
It was 140 points. It's now
Ludicrous.
100 points.
Exactly. Right. So you've got so many points off there. Right. My point is I want to go through like a long-winded explanation of exactly what a Rocket Truck Squig Buggy does, and then my opponent to be like, I'm gonna have to kill that, and then waste all of their shots. Yeah. On killing it.
I think Dude Days just made an excellent point.
He's tagged my name wrong again because Rob's not corrected it on the stream.
Because you could be... Orc players are already accused of slow playing. If you have to explain... Firstly, the name is long, Ruckachuk Squig Buggy.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then all the rules are incredibly long. And
Yeah,
it's
but
a whole page. It's a whole page.
I reckon if I took 3 Ruckachuk Squig Buggies and ran them forward, dropped my Squig Mines, listen, I think your opponent wouldn't move out of fear.
So here's
Deep fear.
Here's the plan.
Confusion.
You spend 540 points on 3 Megatrack scrap jets.
No, they're not.
And 3 Ruckachuk Squig Buggies.
Perfect.
Your opponent, you've only got up to your table with your opponent.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Tom. Nice to meet you. Oh, hello. I'm Stephen or whatever. Oh, Stephen. This is my army. It's got these trucks in it. Oh, what does that do? Come with me to Bugman's Bar. Let's get a drink. Sit down in front of the fire, and I'll explain to you all of the rules.
How long
of
have you
shit
got?
buggy.
How dare you? How dare you? That's right. Also, can we talk about some things? Because also there's also the Squig launcher, which you didn't talk about. But the Megatrack Scrapjet, which you just glossed over, you forgot the fact that it's a combat monster, right? It charges into combat. Hold on, it charges in and it does its D3 mortal wounds, flat 3 probably.
With its spike, yes.
Yeah, with its spike. And then in close combat, 4 attacks, hitting on 4s.
That is not a combat monster.
Oh, no,
So two
High
hits, very
strength,
good.
hitting on 4s with
Right.
no reroll.
Hitting on, hitting on strength 8. Strength 8?
More strength 8, yeah.
Yeah, minus 2
Oh, look, it's a rocket launcher.
D3 damage.
So it's 2 2 shits rocket launchers.
But it's not, because you got 4 attacks.
Yeah, I mean, you've got hang on 4s. So it could be 4 hits or it could be no hits.
But
It's 50-50.
my point is,
It's one or the
it's
other.
going to be all of them. Yeah, just in combat alone, this motherfucker can do 12 damage to a knight.
Could.
He's 80 points. Imagine you had 3 of them like this.
But in
You could
reality,
kill 1.5 knights in 1 assault phase.
Also, you could paint up an orc on top of it and call him Orc Diesel.
There you go.
Yeah, you could paint them like the Fast and the Furious. Are you telling me it's a bad idea?
No. I'm telling you it's funny and I'm confused.
I think, it depends, your definition of a good idea. Like, do you want to win your games or have fun? 'Cause
I
if you
want to
have
win
fun,
my games.
Fantastic idea.
I want to win my games.
Well...
You've got 18 mech guns over there.
Listen, Penguin 2000, what up? Mr. Bridges says, with a backline of shock attack guns. Exactly, I just have the shock attack guns at the back. No, not shock attack guns, they're rubbish, I hate those.
I've got 3 of them on my list, fuck off.
Alright, okay, go. Wolfie's Carl says you need wolf pelts or a pirate hat to be considered a combat monster.
There you go, a literal monster.
Yeah.
There you go.
Alright, fine.
So, carrying on with the fast attack choices.
So hold on, the Ruckachuk Squig Buggy has also got
Ruckachuk Squig Buggy.
has also got a combat attack.
Okay, do you want to go for the combat attack?
It's also got 4
Saw
attacks,
blades.
hitting on 4s, and it has, thank you very much Nick, got saw blades, which are strength +1, so they're going to be strength 6,
Very good.
-1,
Oh, lovely.
1 damage.
Oh!
It's like a
Blown
thunderback.
away. I'm blown away.
I mean,
Oh.
it's quite cheap, I guess.
It's better than most vehicles in close combat.
Yeah, but most
That's
vehicles
true.
aren't. What, no, okay.
It's quite cheap.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yes. So I can find you a cheaper vehicle in a second.
Also, they're zoomies, so you won't catch
So
them.
you're gonna mark them. You're gonna model them as like doggos.
No, because if I play
Oh,
Space
that's
Marines,
fast.
I'll just say to them, no humies can catch my zoomies, and then I'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean you've got their favourite game boat immediately.
That's all, which is the best award.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so what else has got cheaper?
So we've done those 2 10 points and 40 points decreases respectively. Then we've got another what I like to call a buggy.
Yeah.
It's called a shock jump dragster,
Mhm.
aka a buggy. It's come down from 108 points to 90.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure what it does, Nikos. Do you know what that does?
It jumps around, basically. So it
Alright,
teleports. So its special rule is shock tunnel. If roll at a 4+ when advancing with this model, remove it from the battlefield and set it up anywhere on the battlefield more than 9 away from your enemy. After doing so, roll a d6 on a 4+, you suffer 1 mortal wound.
Excellent.
Grot Gunner and Targeting Squig add 2 to the hit rolls for its custom shock rifle.
Oh, what's that do?
So it's an Assault 2, Strength 8, AP3 damage d6 weapon.
So it's a plasma gun.
So you're hitting on 3s.
Yeah, see?
Have you got any of those in your list?
But I could add them. I'll take the trucks out if you want.
No, mate. Take the scrapjets and the rocket trucks and 3 of these, and that's still only 910 points.
Basically, just printing money at this stage.
Is it?
2 Wisebomb Blaster
There's
Jets.
810
You'll
points,
need to
even
print
better.
money to buy the army.
Mate, it's even better. It's 810 points because I can't do maths.
Oh my god.
Then,
You're cooking with
to add
gas.
to your 810 points,
Yeah.
you can take 3 Boomdacker Snaz Wagons,
Mhm.
which are now down from 95 points to 75.
Okay.
So that'll be 220.
I want to tell you something now. That
10
whereas
35
all of the other trucks are an 11 out of 10, the Boomdacker Snazwagon is only a 9 out of 10.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It
Rob,
has
because
no good rules.
It goes 12 inches rather than 10.
It goes faster.
Got him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's,
Or
here's
it's
the thing,
minus
Rob.
1 to hit because of its billowing.
Yeah, so here's the thing, Rob. No one will know the difference between any of your trucks. So you'll just have 12 of them and people will get confused.
And also, no one will know the rules. I can be like, fucking 42 attacks,
Yeah.
strength 18.
I reckon I could qualify for, oh well, I probably can't in the new system, but I reckon I could come top third with 12 buggies.
Exactly. See, why are you why are you not rating the buggies, Nick? They got cheaper, so they must be better. Science.
Quick maths.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I just want for the how long their names are. I want them to have more rules.
I reckon I could slow play someone by saying rocket truck squig buggy repeatedly.
I think the important point to note is that they're all infinitely better when you have a custom force field knocking around because they all have 5 vulnerable saves.
You could even take a Wisebomb Blaster Jet.
I have two in my
Play around
list.
with those.
I have 2 of those
Yeah.
in my list.
And then finally, rounding up the fast attack choices.
Did they get any cheaper, the West Bombs?
No.
Ah.
That's unfortunate. But one plane did, which we'll do after the Deathcopters. They've gone down from 30 points base to 20.
What, Deathcopters?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Quite good.
Okay,
Obviously, you have to put a bit of war gear on them.
Have you actually seen Deathcopters though?
Yeah, I've seen
They
the
are
Black Reach one.
so ugly.
I like the Deathcopter. I've got one
He
painted
can,
up.
he
It's
can just
cool.
convert one up. And
Yeah, I did think about making some little
Well,
copters.
speaking of Nikos' Flyer Wing,
Yeah.
Burner Boys have gone down
Have they?
from 12 points base to 10.
That's quite good. That's quite a big skate. That's a big saving on infantry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so they've gone down quite a bit. While we're there, though, while we're doing the Flyer Wing, we can talk about the Scorching Missiles.
Mhm.
So they are the Burner Bomber upgrade, and you can take one for 24-inch range, Assault D6, Strength 5, AP-1, Damage 1, Ignore Cover. So it's basically an Imperial Fist Thunderfire cannon with D6 shots instead of 43, less than half the range.
I'd just like to talk about the fact all of the lackluster guns we were just talking about on all the buggies are also ballistic skill 5.
Yeah.
So
Apart from
I
the
want you
Squig-
to keep that in your noggin. Not
apart
only are
from
they
the Squig
bad,
launcher.
they're ballistic skill 5.
Squig Launcher was hitting on freeze, wasn't it?
No, not the squid launcher, the scrapper jet.
That was
or
it,
something.
Yeah. So that's gone down from 20 points to 5.
Oh, yeah.
So that's an effective upgrade. Like 15
That's a
points.
pretty big
You
reduction.
don't have to take it though. It's an optional.
An
upgrade
optional
for
one,
Burner-
right.
Burner Bomber, which no one was taking because it was shit.
Okay.
So
And still is.
it still is shit
Yeah.
because it's 5 points wasted. Then to finish out the elites, knobs and war bikes. Now I remember when these were everywhere.
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 They've just gone down from 38 points to 33.
Okay.
I still don't
5
think-
points is not.
Yeah, but I still don't think you'll see them. They still suffer from the same problem that they die very, very quickly,
Mm-hmm.
especially when everything else is coming down in points as well. They can't go through ruins, so you have to go all the way around the ruins, which makes them comparatively slow compared to infantry.
Mhm.
And they're a lot more expensive on models, so they're 33 points each. So if you're taking a squad of 10, that's 330 already before you even start sticking power claws on. So probably not something I'd go for yet, but we'll have to see. Maybe someone makes it work. Then to finish up, we've got the heavy supports. So, the one that, I was talking to a guy today, well, no names, but we were working out some lists. And one of the things we were talking about was that it was not Scriver, were the flash kits, which have come
Okay.
down. I already thought the flash kits were alright. It wasn't too bad. I was taking Captain Badrock at the ETC. A few people were resting us with flash kits.
Yep.
So, specifically, Nick Rose was using his. They've gone down from 30 points to 24, which is quite a sizable decrease, especially when you're taking a big brick of 10. That's a 60-point drop. So I could definitely see those being used, because obviously freebooters, and you can lob wounds off onto Gretchen as well if you need to. So yeah, that's quite a good unit, and they're quite cheap. Their shooting is pretty decent. I believe they hit on 4s.
They hit on 4s, and
Yeah.
I think obviously if you're taking them in free, but well, you have to take them as freebooters, don't they?
Yeah, you do.
If their trait is once someone kills something within 24, you can get +1 to hit.
That's true.
So they could be hitting on 3s. And does the captain give them reroll 1s?
Battle Rovers, yes.
Quite what it does, yes. They're
Yeah.
basically Marines with a plasma gun.
Yep. So what's the stats of their gun, Nikos?
So a snaz gun is heavy 3, strength 6, AP 2, damage 2.
Nice.
So you're not getting the strength of a plasma gun or the AP. So it's not really a plasma gun, actually, is it? It's like not at all like.
I just said plasma gun because I knew it would get you involved.
Always.
You did. Sucking me right in.
Sucking me right in.
I fell into that hole hard.
Oh, wait, hold on, Nick. This weapon profile of the Mega Telebuster is a bit like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Because
because
it's
like a plasma gun.
Yeah, because it's strength 8, minus 2,
that's more
D3
like
damage.
it. Oh, that's more like a plasma gun than this one.
Yeah.
What does this one do?
This one is so heavy 3,
Oh, very
not
good.
at all like a
So
plasma
is it
gun.
unfortunate?
Strength 6, 1 off a plasma gun. AP 2,
There's 2
one
off
off
plasma guns,
one off a
otherwise
plasma gun.
overcharging, obviously.
Damage 2, the same as an overcharged plasma gun.
Boom.
So
That's why it's like a plasma gun.
So
Yeah,
this
to be
one-
honest.
good Primaris killer. Or just damage 2 is just fucking great all round, really, isn't
Of
it?
course, you get shot back as soon as you kill a Primaris with it.
Yeah, but you can take them in a Chinook.
You can.
Take them in a Chinook, and then you can deep strike them
Yeah.
for free. You can shoot out of the
You
Chinook,
could
and they
even
have to
model
kill
the
that
Chinook like a
first.
pirate boat.
Yeah, or just like a big Chinook.
There you go.
Chinook.
Yeah.
There you go. So you come down, and then my favourite things of all time, Death Dreads and Killer Cans. So they've both gone down 10 points. Death Dreads from 55 to 45 before upgrades, and Killer Cans from 40 to 30. I don't think this was a problem with these. I think the problem was you can't take like 400 of them.
And the killer cans don't get any traits or anything.
No,
like
but
that,
you can give them like Scorchers. So I was like at the start of the edition, I'm going to run 27 Killer Cans with Scorchers and run them at someone. Now, theoretically, with the points, I probably could now. I haven't worked it out, I must be honest. But at the same time, I can't because of
Oh
rule
my
of three.
god, that's a great one.
You're
Yeah.
right. What's happened to you?
Nothing, just in the chat, he's just done a great emoji.
No, okay. It wasn't you just like rubbing what?
No, I'm just saying. Please continue, sorry.
Sorry.
Also, Flash Kicks can use grot shields and can be teleported,
They
is
can.
Valerie saying.
Yes.
See, the good thing about my build, is that it's all vehicles as well. So you paint a bunch of vehicles, which look
You
really
can't
pretty.
use to jump on them though. Yeah, it would look cool though.
It would look cool, and you're not having to paint loads. Like, that's the one thing about Orks to me that stands out at the minute.
Yeah.
Is you paint a bunch of boys, or you paint a bunch of storm boys, or you paint a bunch of flash kits, or looters, or a burner boys.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the dudes are really good, and a lot of the vehicles are trash tier.
Well, here's the thing: what you can do after you finish the game at a tournament, you can get your trucks back out and say, "Hey, do you want to play that weird boxed race game that GW released?"
Exactly, exactly, which no one's ever played.
No.
Yeah, but you can do that.
Yeah. So without the killer cans with DD1s, we have the death dreads, the medium-sized ones, and now we get the big one, which is the fucking Stomper.
The Stomper!
So the Stomper has come down in points. Rob,
Yeah.
how many points? Yeah, fine. He's already seen it now. How many points would you need the Stomper to beat base before you took it?
400 points.
Okay, well it's not that.
Okay.
Not even close.
And then even then, I would be like, I probably want him to be 350 points.
So if it was like 650 to 700 points,
Yeah.
I might be tempted
Why?
because it's just a lot of wounds at T8.
It is, but then if you can deal with all of the better Invun saved knight
You
armies,
give it an invuln save,
you can give it a 5-up as opposed to the 4-up that the knights get.
but that's still worth a CP.
Yes. Okay.
So the Stomper has come down 50 points from 850 points to 800 points. I'm still not taking this pile of garbage. Do better. please.
Can't a Gallant just go over and one-shot it?
My friend Matt is a bit of a.
And they're sub 300, right?
No. So Gallon. Okay, if you're using a Reaper Chainsaw and you're doing flat 6 damage and you do 5 attacks, that'll be 30 wounds max. So
Okay.
and these have got 40 wounds, so you can't one-shot it. Unless you're counting like maybe heavy stubber damage, then maybe we're talking.
Yeah.
But that's about it. Sorry, what were you saying, Nikos?
I was saying about my friend Matt. He's an orc hero of mine because his orc army always starts with a stomper.
Starts.
What a
Stomper,
brave
like
fella.
Stomper and whatever else. That's it.
And then whatever else is
Whatever
a nice.
And we've played some orc on orc matches before, and they've been really fun because my orc army generally can't deal with a knight or a stomper. So the games have always been loads and loads of fun because I killed everything else apart from the stomper, and his stomper has killed everything of mine. So generally just the stomper's left alive. Yeah.
Has your friend ever won a game?
Yeah, he's beaten me.
Well, there you go.
Fucking hell.
Did he stomp all over you?
Nikos was beaten by a
all
stomper.
over me.
Just.
Okay, so overall, Tom, what are your thoughts? What are the big
One more,
winners?
mate. Got one more.
Oh, we got one more.
Smasher Gun's gone up from 16 points to 18. Great. So it's gone up from 31 points to 33. The difference
barely
is
barely worth making that change.
Yeah. The difference now is that the big mech with the custom force field is now in chapter approved, and it's not a Legends unit.
Yeah.
Which means rather than having to invest in the big mech with the Mega Armor to get a custom force field, you can do that with a much cheaper HQ.
Yeah, if you stop being such a coward, you could just have a Wasbomb blaster jet.
You could, and then fly your custom force field away from your army. That'd be great. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Orks, though. I still think that Orks are like one of the best books in the game. I say one of the best because obviously it's not going to be the best. I think Marines are far and away like the best book in the game, but Orks definitely A tier.
So, like, do you not think that things like Smashy Guns and even custom mega cannons, to a degree, with their superior range on Marine bolters and other things, like, do you not think that they have like a real because all of them have very high AP?
Right, so that depends on two things. Firstly, the custom mega cannons are less do it less so because they've only got a 36-inch range, which means if you're in range of the Marines are going to be in range of you next turn because you move 6 inches and you got your bolters. I think the Stalkers are slightly longer range as well, aren't they? Yeah. So it's kind of like a trade-off. Secondly, you also need to be able to see things from that far away, which in a lot of kind of like environments isn't something you're doing often. So let's say you're playing on like ETC boards, for example, you're playing on these very dense pieces of big dense tables, and it's very, very difficult to like.
What if I drove closer with my car?
You could drive closer with your car, that'd help. You can also put a Smasher Gun on top of your dumb plane. I forgot what it's called, but there's a plane you can put a Smasher Gun on, right?
No, the Wasbomb blaster jet. Each one they have a Smasher Gun on.
There you go. Easy.
But it's actually I think it's actually a custom mega cannon.
Yeah. And even like on standard like Nova style boards with the 2 L's in the centre, then it's kind of difficult to see things on the other side because you've got to like you're ending up like setting up fire lanes on the other side, and if you need to, you can just stand in the middle and walk through with your infantry, which makes it kind of difficult. So you still need kind of a lot of boys or even some mega knobs in the centre, like the Australian list with 20 of those, where you're just running in at the centre just to flush things out, and then you just pick things off with your Smasher Guns on the side. What I'm more interested to see how that do. I think there are ways you can get things out of ruins and just say, right, I'm just going to teleport 15 looters behind your ruin. I'm going to shoot a bunch of things in there, and if you want to avoid the looters or if you want to go and kill the looters, you then need to run out into the open and charge the looters. Which then, now you've baited something out, you can shoot with the Smasher Guns. So, because obviously it's the terrain's a little bit more light on Warhammer World.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I'm hoping to test that out a little bit.
It's light to non-existent at times.
And there we are. Hopefully it'll be non-existent at the final, but I'm not. I've been building for it, so pretty much. I'm not sure the range helps massively the custom mega cannon. I think it helps a little bit more with Smasher Guns, but again, it depends upon environment.
Okay, all right, good call. I honestly think as time goes on, like as the Wasbomb's getting cheaper and cheaper, I honestly do feel. I know we've talked about before.
No one takes it.
I honestly think it's still really good. Like its weapon profile.
Although it has actually gone up, obviously, in this chapter approved with the Smasher Gun going up.
Yes.
Well, it has a Wasbomb mega cannon.
It does have a Wasbomb mega cannon.
So what, the Wasbomb blaster jet? Yeah, but you change that for the teleporter mega blaster because that's just because you've got 2 of those. So that's assault 3, so 6 shots, strength 8 -2 D3 damage, and then D3 shots from the Smasher Gun -4 D6 damage. So it's for planes. It's actually a pretty offensive plane in output.
It's very offensive when I see that shit on the board. Yeah.
You just have to hit with it, which is the key issue. And it's probably the problem with all of the Ork stuff is that they've actually got really decent shooting, but it's all very like they've got a lot of it, obviously, to compensate for the ballistic skill 5. But can they compete against Marines?
I think at first, yes.
Oh, interesting. What about Knights?
Orks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Against Knights.
Yeah.
Interesting. I just think.
I hope your shock attack gun doesn't shit.
If you've got the right list, though, because I presume you're thinking of like Smashy Gun spam.
Well, even then, like I had 5 or 6 Smasher Guns and I'd take my night list match up every time.
I think what's nice about the Smasher Guns or even the custom mega cannons, which are still very expensive, but there's obviously that economy that you get basically 2 smasher guns per custom mega cannon.
It's not quite that bad now because obviously it's like 60 points for a KMK and 33 points for one of these.
Yes, but I just like their output if they go really well is truly devastating. But
you're also losing a lot if you go second and then you get all your vehicles killed by Imperial Fists.
Yes, that's very true. That's very true. But 360 points for 6 d6 shots, which is strength 8 -4 -3 doing d6 damage seems. That's like with a wounds pool of 36 wounds as well. Is if you wrote that as a tank, you'd go actually that's quite interesting as a if that was a single piece.
Of course, yeah. But then there's a lot of kill points and things like 4 pillars, which we were talking about earlier. But
true.
obviously, kill points aren't a massive factor anymore because you don't have those style missions.
Plus, I'm going to take some shock dragsters and just do some murdering. It's going to be really fun and murder some people.
Great.
You're not impressed, are you?
I don't like to murder people. I just like to hide in my corner.
Yeah, just thunder fire cannon
well,
people
I'm going to
to
go
death.
play sisters and just going to sit there and go.
So you think orcs have got better, and you think Necrons can't get better unless they add some rules?
Everyone probably thinks our faction's got better overall, apart from Tau players. Fuck those guys. But you know.
Yeah. Valerie says, I don't think any army can outshoot Space Marines, which I think is very true.
Because they have all the easiest access to all the buff characters.
Yes, and they already hit.
Their shooting's better than everyone's anyway, because they've got good weaponry, and they've got all the buff characters to make it reliable.
So what is their weakness? Because it's not board control either. Because with the Vanguard stuff, they're able to develop some really strong front like board control very early.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Okay.
Don't know.
Stuff that flies over it.
Orcs. Necrons, actually.
Uh-huh.
There's a reason for this.
Is that?
Tell me.
Doomsides just hit all the characters.
Yeah, that's true, but that relies on you going first.
I know.
The Templar says the weakness
That's
is
the way
they
that
have
they
no.
lose.
The Templar says the weakness is they have no
Okay,
friends.
so you have to use emotion against them.
But they probably don't have any.
You have to use a rune.
So when you start a game against a Marine player, you go,
You set
playing all my mates the other day, and we had so much fun playing Warhammer together.
No, mate, you need to.
Have your mates been enjoying your games?
Here's how you win, right? So this is my third super trick of the day.
Yeah.
When you turn up to the table, you know how you walk up to the table, you're the first one there. You're not sure which side to stand on, so you always go for the side that has the most ass room. You don't do that when you're playing Marines. Or if you're not sure and you think you might be playing Marines, don't do that. Go to the side that has the L ruin pointing at you. And then before your opponent's got there, you take a dice, you put it on a 6, you put it in the
We can't condone doing the Patrick.
We can't condone that. Nor do we condone that. Someone messaged me on Facebook the other day. They're like, Rob, just let you know, could I ask you these questions? I was like, yeah, sure. And he was like, also, why don't I call that Patrick fella a cunt? And I was like,
kill lots of people cunts, yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah, you said, we're going to play someone.
Yeah, because, like, look, how cool is it if I play with 2 shock jump dragsters, yeah, or 3, sorry, and then 3 scrapjet.
He's trying to remember all the names now. Let's
What
see if we get
about
them right.
Snuffleberry?
Right,
Wazzle
Rob,
Runners?
can you guess the four horsemen of the apocalypse?
Okay, right, okay, I'm going to try this.
First one.
Shock jump dragster.
Yes, that's one.
Okay. The scrap jet.
No.
Oh. Megatrack scrap jet.
That's it, yeah.
Nice. Next up is the.
So you've got the 80.1
it's
and
the squig buggy. It's something squig buggy. The Snazwagon squig buggy.
No.
Oh, the Snapdragons.
I'll give you right. Do you want me to give you a clue?
Yeah, please.
Begins with an R.
The ruffle romper stomper.
No, anything with the name Stomper.
Alright, tell me.
It's a rocker truck squig buggy.
Okay, and then the third one.
The fourth one. We got him.
The fourth one.
Yeah. It's the last one we spoke about.
Is the. Oh my god. Snazwagon.
Yeah, that's the second word. What's the first word?
Don't know.
The Boomdacker Snazwagon. So we got the Boomdacker Snazwagon, the Megatrack Scrapjets, the Rocket Truck Squiggle Buggies, and the Shock Jump Dragsters.
But honestly, the 3 shocks. Hold on, let's look at the.
See, you've been building that list, and you can't even differentiate what between all the different buggies.
Yeah, but let's talk about the Shock Jump Dragster, right?
Alright.
Look, it's custom shock rifle, which is hitting on 3s. Yeah? It's 24 inches, it's Assault 2, Strength 8, -3, D6 damage, and it's only how many points?
Which one was this?
So this is the Shock Jump Dragster.
90 points.
90 points for that.
Huh?
That's pretty decent. On toughness 6 with 8 wounds and a 5 of vulnerable save because I've got Wazbam flying next to it, just protecting it alive. I honestly think that, like, and it's got saw blades in melee, +1 damage.
Do you have to pay for the saw blades?
No, they're free.
It just come as stock.
Yeah, +1 strength, -1 AP, damage 1.
Great. That damage 1 really does all the work for you.
I don't think you're seeing it just yet, but I reckon
ignore cover because
it's like, imagine it's like a bunch of cars with melters, planes with melters.
But miss.
Most of the stuff will miss.
The
Yeah.
stuff that hits is going to hit real good.
You roll a lot of dice. You roll a lot of dice.
Yeah, right. The Skabaraka Draggy Buggy says.
That sounds like a real thing, actually.
Yeah, the person who created Orc names is insane. I agree.
I would argue that Necron vehicles have cooler names than Orc ones.
Right, Rob, can I ask you a question about Games Workshop?
Please do.
So, you know in the head office,
Yes, sir.
you know near the rules department,
Yes, sir.
Is
I
there
I know it well.
is there like a side office where you keep all the stationery?
So the people that come up with the names won't be the rules writers.
Alright, so that
They're the
office,
narrative
what
guys.
office is that?
That's Phil Kelly
Okay, right.
and
Next to
his
Phil Kelly-
department.
Right, Phil Kelly's department.
Yeah.
Is there like a side office full of stationery?
There is not. They're very close to, though, the art department.
Right, so between those two departments, is there any way where you might be able to hide a box that's completely opaque?
Completely opaque, maybe. Yeah.
I'm trying to find out where the weed is.
All of the weed.
Is there like a
No,
sweat,
I'm not
is there like a
insinuating
sweat
anything.
lodge where they go?
However,
It's not that they're creative people.
Yeah.
They're creating a franchise that will last for 1,000 years. Yeah, it will be like the genius.
that sounds like someone who just like someone high would say.
I think. Also, in the office is a room filled with the wolf pelt. Wolfie's Carl is very excited about it.
He really likes Space Wolves, doesn't he?
Really likes Space
I
Wolves.
couldn't have guessed from his name.
No, it's pretty.
Very in love with
Ambiguous name.
Spaceballs. Okay, well,
His
They're
name's
getting-
Wolf
they're
Prince
getting,
Kajal, actually.
They're getting some rules in the
Yeah.
Psychic Awakening book.
they are, and Orks are also getting rules as well.
Really?
Yeah, so
Oh,
fingers
yes.
crossed.
I can't wait for a second Super Shock Attack gun that has a slightly different
Yeah.
name.
No, but maybe they won't do that. Maybe they'll make like really cool
Super
boys.
duper shock attack gun.
It's a shame that like there's so many Orc units and so many of them are trashed here. But then,
I mean, they're trashed here because the other ones are good.
good argument, Sunshine. Good argument. Would you take trucks? Would you take 10 Orc boys in a truck?
Oh, mate, I saw this thread on.
Why wouldn't you?
I saw this thread on our Warhammer competitive today, and
Yeah.
some guy posted, anything in a truck is competitive, and I was just like, bruh.
Why?
That entire thread was a mess.
Why wouldn't you
That entire
take a
thread was,
truck?
like horrific. Like someone said, what's competitive for your Orcs? And he was like, well, what do you mean by competitive? What format? And he said, well, ITC is competitive.
Yeah.
Like competitive is ITC, and I was just like real like.
He is absolutely correct, which is why I go to Warhammer
No,
events for narrative gaming.
ETC isn't a thing, man. So that got brigaded.
Yeah.
Like, straight down. But
Unlimited Blame says, have they released the Grunt Thunder Bloomer van?
yes, it's called the Shock Jump Dragster, and it's getting
I 100% think we should run some sort of competition for naming the best Orc vehicle.
Yeah.
Or
Send
us
us
three
name.
should kit bash.
Oh,
Between
and
us,
make it a
each
vehicle.
one should kit bash a vehicle, and then we should let the Twitch chat
I
name
think
it.
Twitch
Yeah.
chat should send us their Orc conversions with their own names.
And also that.
Yeah.
We'll do a thing. Next, we will look, because we've
And
not...
next week is Boxing Day.
Yeah, so we won't be here
Won't be
for
here.
Boxing Day.
No.
So when we return in
I've
the
got
new
that
year,
news to even-
all of us will have one kit bashed Orc vehicle, which we want the Twitch chat to name. I also would like us to write a 2-paragraph story for our vehicle
Okay.
about how it was created yet not named. Yeah, or we could order everyone could turn up with their kit bash. I'll put it up. That's 2 weeks today.
Put that on
Turn up
Discord.
with your Orc kit bash.
Well, we should put a Discord channel in there so we can post progress pictures and everyone can get.
We will do that, and also in 2 weeks' time, when we return, the best kit bash, judged by us, will win a prize of.
We'll find something. It'll be fine. Rob, it's fine. We'll sort it.
We'll find an Orc prize.
Something from the treasure trove.
Something from the Boxer. Probably it's Gene Silicate unit.
Probably.
Yeah.
But they suck.
You guys got exciting plans for Christmas? Twitch chat also a question to you.
We might be doing a Warhammer World League of Knights meet up for a Mega League of Nights game.
On what date?
Warhammer World.
29th, right?
On the 29th
Of December.
of December. So if anyone fancies coming to Warhammer World on 29th of December and has knights they want to bring for like a night mega battle, you're more than welcome.
Are we going to try and book a big scenic table?
Yes, that's the plan.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, well that sounds fab. Oh yes, I did it. I've pressed the Discord button in the chat. 29th of December. Meet up at Warhammer World with the Warhammer...
With
Not with the
big
Warhammer
robots.
World crew.
The Honest Wargamer crew.
Yeah.
And we'll all play nights together.
Yep.
Okay, great fun. Tom, got any plans for Christmas?
No.
Okay, good.
Kind of boring, isn't it?
No, it's not boring.
I still need to go
I'm
Christmas
going
shopping.
to be painting 9 buggies. No, 6 buggies.
Why not 12 buggies?
No, because you can only take 3 of them, can't
No,
you?
you can take. There's 4 different types of buggies, and you can take each one 3 times.
Yeah, but the 2 of them, I would admit one of them isn't very good.
Yeah, but that's the point. You just convince people.
Which
it's a different
one?
buggy.
With this,
I'm really cheaty today. I don't know why.
the one.
The Whittle Bomb.
So the Mega,
stick.
in my opinion, the Mega Track Scrapjet and the Shock Jump Dragster are genuinely good, whereas the Rucker Truck Squig Buggy with the mines and the Boomdecker Snazwagon are not as good. So
You've got the names right, well done.
I've been clicking through it on here so I could see it.
Don't tell them that.
Yeah. Wolfie's Carl says, Tom, can you grow your beard
I
for
shaved
Christmas?
yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the prize of Tesseract Vault I'm donating to Nikos? Is it out of stock with Games Workshop? Are they out of stock still? Of Tesseract
Don't
Vaults?
know.
I mean, no one's been buying them, so.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I hope everyone has a great Christmas.
Yeah, it should be good.
I hope you two have a great
Hope you have a
Christmas.
good Christmas.
Thank you very much.
Have a great Christmas.
I hope everyone on the Twitch chat has a great Christmas. If you are interested, I will be live again tomorrow day. So please join me
What
for
time,
that. At 1 p.m. UK time.
Ooh.
1 p.m. UK time. So please join me for that and hang out in the Twitch chat. And then, join us again in the new year. New year, new 40k. Maybe we'll have a big refresh. Everyone will be like, oh, it's quite exciting. Yeah.
9th edition is still coming, guys.
Yeah. The end is nigh.
The end is... Well, surely that's what's going to happen after the end of Psychic Awakening.
I'll be doing a video,
Gotta be.
like, at some point, like an announcement.
There's going to be a lot of news over the Christmas period.
Yeah.
So, because they normally put stuff up.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be... Do you think there's a Primarch returning? I've heard there is.
If
Fucking
Lion
hope
comes
so.
back,
It's
that'd
been a
be
while.
cool.
It's been a while since
We need
it's
some
been
more
around.
Primarch models, dude.
Yeah.
We need an order one. We need a good guy one.
It's going to be Lion. Oh, wait, the Lion, isn't it?
It's going to be Sanguinius, right?
It's going to be Russ, right?
Could be.
It's not going to be Russ.
Reborn.
Russ.
Can't be Russ.
You Russ.
Nah, the Weeber Russ.
We need Russ to make Space Wolves great again.
Battlechode, Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for the good content. Fulgrim says we need Fulgrim. Thank you to you two.
It's got baited by the chat, dude.
Yeah.
It's actually called Battlechode.
Battlechode. Yeah.
Battlechode, that's what it's called.
Battlechode.
Yeah, it is. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys.
Thank you for a great 2019.
We're going to be back for... Oh, we're not going to be back for New Year, are we? It's the last one of the year.
It's, yeah. No. So, Merry Christmas to all and Happy New Year.
Goodbye.
Bye.